the drakes are pretty easy to play compared with the guild dwarves, which are really hard to play. The drakes are pretty easy to play.
Okay, your volume seems good. The volume
Okay.
set. Yeah, no, I agree. I think guild dwarves I think feel a lot like shadow elves to me, where they seem to be uh, not the easiest to pick. Like you said, Drake's are very easy to pick up, and they're pretty intuitive in terms of how they play. Versus guild dwarves seem really strong, but you do have to spend the time and to get to know them and how to play them.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. Like that one, once people start getting the hang of them and mastering them, they're going to be a dominant faction.
Mm. Yeah, I could definitely see that. Um, they just the recursion, the cost. They also have really nice cost, and then blueprint is just like an absurd event. It's
Yeah. Yeah, they'll in my like opinion where it was that they were going to be completely overpowered because they not only have that recursion that is well the key thing you see in all the decks that end up being overpowered like Shadow Elves or the Filth, in which you can just keep recycling the same thing and getting it back again, but they also have this insane possibility of the aggression of moving the 10 gate almost like
mm,
every single game, easily moving it so you can just put everything, all your stuff in front of the face of the opponent. And they also have some of the best defensive game you can have because most of it is structures. You can build it anywhere. You don't really rely on the structures for that stuff. So they have everything going for them, really.
yeah, no, agreed. They are, I guess, the only things they kind of play like the only weakness I see, and that's supplemented by just all the tricks they have, is like they're of course like a very like they have to play around their summoner, right? But outside that, their summoner is a healthy like it's a 12 health summoner. Like it's very hard to deal with playing against them,
Mhm.
especially
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
um, Nestle's here. Nice. Nestle had some questions for you later about what you think about the Wave 5 factions. So I guess the Spectral Conclave and the Vargath. Or Isle Vikid, sorry, not Vargath, Isle Vikid.
Yeah,
But
yeah, awesome. We can chat about that at the end. Are
yeah.
we already live?
Yes, we are live currently.
Okay,
Let's go
cool, cool. Yeah,
there.
I thought we were still.
Oh, sorry.
All right, yeah, let's kick things off then if we're ready to go. By the way, are you gonna share on the this thing so that I can see your?
Yes, my screen. Uh, Here it should be. I think. Let me make sure. I think it should be spoiler free.
Yep.
Yeah, the finals I
There we
think are
go.
spoiler free. Let me make sure so I just don't spoil the entire stream. 1 second.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's spoiler free. Good. Here we go. So, Vexer, I'm not sure if you've been following up to this point in terms of the TurtleTerror, but it's very similar to Turtle Surprise. I think the only difference is that you choose the factions or the different, not the factions, the symbols which you represent. Um, and I'm not sure how it worked for the final. Let me make sure. So round five, remaining players will get all their factions back. Players will veto one of their opponent's build symbols. Players will pick 3 factions from each of their remaining build symbols that they will possibly use. Then the faction will be put in the grid where the players can choose 1 faction from each column. See the table. So basically, you can only in the files and semifinals. Let me zoom in on this.
Mhm.
Basically, you can only choose 1 faction from each column. uh,
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
so you can't. Yeah. Um,
And the white one is the one that was banned by the opponent. It seems.
Yes, exactly. Or no, that's just the symbol of the faction symbol, or the symbol of the factions, I guess. Protector would be high elves. Or I could be wrong. No, I think it's that. It's just
Oh
the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I see now. It's the symbol. Yes,
Yeah.
of all the different types.
I
Yeah, I
guess.
hadn't noticed.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. I for a moment I thought it was just another faction symbol, but now that I have focused on it, it is the type. Yes.
True. Yeah, Nestle says this is Turtle Terror is if Turtle Surprise and Turtle Mania had a baby together. Exactly, that's a good way of putting it.
I love
Uh,
how like
mhm.
Tortugatron has to keep things fresh, so he has to come up with different variants, just to try to make it feel a bit different. different.
He definitely is.
All right, so let's see. We have Tasty Teddy Bear. Don't remember seeing him. Is he a newer player, or
Yeah,
you
so
want to do some intro for the players?
yeah, of course. So there's basically, I guess we'll start with Ciabatta. So Ciabatta, of course, everyone knows. Was he? I'm not sure if he was playing in 1E, but he definitely was playing way before I started. He has won almost every single tournament besides a Plat Hat tournament. He's won Massimo's League a few times. He's also the first player I think to ever win Live League and Massimo's League multiple times in a row. Um, I don't think he's actually done anything with Turtle Mints yet, but he runs his own. Amazing player. I think best known for his Savannah Elves play, his favorite faction. Um, but yeah, just can't say much about Ciabatta. He's one of the best players there is since the beginning. Um, versus Tasty Teddy Bear, he's part of this new wave of players who sort of came in uh, last season. So in terms of the uh, the ranked seasons. So he came in a season or two ago alongside players like Exile, Magic Onions. There's a few of them who are just like out of the blue. They just came out of nowhere and just started destroying the competitive ladder. Placing really high on the ladder. Tasty Teddy Bear specifically kind of came out of nowhere where they were just kind of a name in TurtleTerror, and then all of a sudden they started beating all the big names in stage two. Where is it?
Uh,
Yes.
I was gonna ask you. Let's take a look at the semifinals, see who they played against
Yeah,
on
so they
those.
played against Orange Lazarus, and then just did some incredible plays with the Drake Son. I was casting that with a Prophet. The That was a very exciting series between the two of them, where
Oh yeah,
Tasty.
I saw that one. I was like, before when you told me about this, I was like, well, I'm gonna check like some of the semifinals to at least be informed of what happened. What those endings were amazing, and the funny thing is, in both of them, he did the same surprise.
Oh yeah.
Like, Orange Lazarus was probably like, oh no, like really, like you forget that one. That happens a lot when you have a new faction. Like people are not used not only how to play it, but
Mhm.
how to play against it, right? So you don't know what type of those type of surprises or combos or big plays that they can do. So
Yes.
yeah, he fell for it twice because once you analyze it, like it was something you could have anticipated. But the
Mhm.
thing is, when it's a new faction, it was probably one of the first times he was playing against those, right? Like it was had been just a few games,
Mhm.
so it's harder to like see all the potential plays.
100%. Especially Tasty Teddy Bear had a sick. It was very thematic. I'm not sure if you saw this, Vexer. The last turn in this to win the game or to win the series against Orange Lazarus was a really nice play by Tasty Teddy Bear. Just like you said, just very creative. Especially because, like you said, there's not too many people have played this faction. He basically, let me see if it loads. Yeah. So this last turn, so he's in this interesting position where he can go for a 3-on-3 with Pyra on Muglug, all in if he wants to win the game. And he does something even better, where he basically, at first we were like, what's happening here? Why don't you just use a Rebel Rider instead to do something like this? And then at this point, we're like, what's happening here? Why did he ping his own Brimstorm? Maybe it's, BM, like,
Yeah.
just like, might as well, this is all in anyways. I'm dead if Pyro doesn't hit. And then what he does is he basically kills Brimstorm to get the 2 extra dice from Recall Brimstorm to get the 5-on-3 to win the game. So very creative play. Um, Me and Prophet were just like, it's like a movie. You kill, Pyra, the last shot. You have to, kill your dragon to beat the big enemy. It was a very cool play. Uh, yeah. Uh,
So they both had to face some tough opposition to get to this point. Looks like Ciabatta was playing against Exile, which is now one of the uh, like one of the very competitive players who
Definitely.
we've been seeing a lot from. And yeah, so let's see. Why don't we take a look at their potential picks? Let's see if we can guess. So on Tasty, I would imagine he wouldn't definitely want to have breakers. FK has been powered up a bit, but against those matchups, might be tough to really want to pick those. So I'll say I'll go for. Oh man, it's tough, really. Like the conclave, the spectral conclave would be a good pick to be able to deal with the filth, or the vampires. I'm already forgetting the name of the factions. It's,
Comes in order,
it's
yeah.
an order, yeah, that one. So that would probably be a good pick for that. So that puts you back like Storm Goblins for the top matchup. Let's see, would be pretty tough. Would be my guess. Like,
Hmm.
but honestly, against cloaks, cloaks is your main worry there,
Yeah.
and the sand goblins are not good against them. Like you have a serious disadvantage. So I guess breakers is not such a bad matchup. Breakers versus the cloaks. Maybe he went for that one. What do you think?
Yeah, I think this is actually interesting. So I think there is going to be a skew here because TastyTeddyBear is a newer player, so they only are comfortable on certain factions. Um,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
so I know they love OD, and that's one of their favorite factions. So I'm assuming they're going to pick OD. So that's, I think, locked in. So no Storm Goblins, sadly, for here. Then next, I would agree with you that I think the best faction overall is the Spectral Conclave. That said, I'm not sure if they have experience on it. So and Wayfarer is an easier faction, so I could see either of those. Um, Wayfarer also doesn't have the worst matchup into the filth. I think on ladder is actually pretty decent. Uh,
That's true. Yeah, that would be also a decent one.
and then for the last one, uh, I'm gonna. So if I had to guess, I'd say Sand Goblins, Wayfarers, OD. Just because I'm not sure how much of Breakers they've played. But I could easily also see the only thing which I'm confident about is OD for the clincher.
Yeah. And
um,
OD would be a good pick for those against those three.
mhm.
You have I think, good chances against all of those. So I think Ciabatta has like a stronger set there, right? Like he could just go for the top tiers, like just cloaks, filth, and then really the swamp orcs who might be the best bet
So he can't
in
actually
those.
choose Cloaks and Filth because they're in the
Oh
same.
yeah, right, right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, only one on each line.
Mm-hmm.
So in the Crimson Order would be probably a good fit in case that they pick Wayfarers.
Mm-hmm.
Might be a good matchup there because you have so many units, like you're able to plug in all the holes, a lot of recursion. So yeah, it could be like Cloaks, Crimson Order, and then the Swamp Orcs. Because if they're gonna pick Obsidian Dwarves with the Swamp Orcs, you can be neutralizing them pretty well. In which they need Valsar to get into the game, but then if they get Balsar up there, like Mog can pretty much destroy it in a single turn.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. I agree. I think I'm assuming it's either going to be Cloaks, Crimson Order, Swamp Orcs, or maybe Polar Doors. The Polar Doors doesn't have the best matchup into Breakers, I think. Filth, um, Swamp Orcs, but I definitely think that Swamp Orcs and yeah, I think Swamp Orcs is probably a lock for the last one, and then
Yeah.
you know, either Filth or
All right,
Cloaks.
I guess yeah, why don't we jump into this?
Sounds good.
Let's see.
Oh,
First
one
game,
second. Let me.
man.
I think I have Quick Dice still on. Let me make sure Quick Dice are not on. You know what Quick Dice are?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, cool, cool, cool.
Yeah, that thing is great. Like they've added so many cool things. Like I just stopped playing and then they started adding all the cool things like watching the view. Like we've always wanted that. And
Yep,
then
yep,
the
yep.
quick dice is really good. Yeah.
Yeah, now we can see both hands, which is incredible. Quick attack animation's cool. Uh,
All right. So the goblins versus the dwarves.
yep, goblins versus the dwarves.
I think
Um, mhm.
this one is trying to remember like who has the edge on this one.
Yeah, it's definitely tricky, especially if Ciabatta. I know he's a very good Polar Dwarves player. sort of plays back. Though Ciabatta likes playing the. I've seen a few games with Ciabatta where he just has like a bunch of ice smiths in the back and then just goes for the all in, ice bear or ice golem with like 3 axes on
Yeah,
them.
those are amazing. Like when you're behind on the econ and just have to find those opportunities. Because in here the playing the distance game for the goblins it's usually tough because the dwarves they want to find that opportunity to suddenly shift all of your structures to the middle of the board, kind of like do the combo, hit them for a bunch. But then once you're positioned there, it's hard for them to just try to be doing the I shoot you with a wench and I give you no target.
Mm.
And then that's a tough position for the dwarves when they want to stay on their half. So I think this is the kind of game in which he won't be able to just try to stay all the way on the back, and he will need to find a point around the middle of the game to advance and establish a position in the middle.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great point. Agreed. I think probably Polar Doors wants to be in the middle to middle row or the first row of the opponents. Uh,
Mhm. All right. So, oh, look at that. He went for the burn hot. That
Bernhard for the
is
gate.
unexpected.
I think he maybe forgot that Polar Dwarves can move the gate, or maybe he's actually going for gate destruction. One or the
Maybe
other.
he's just going all in, right? Maybe he's just gonna try to rock him, which the goblins technically that's like something they have the tools to do.
Definitely. All right, we see the classic defense here by the Polar Dwarves. Only gets a 1 out of 4, and then Scavenger gets the uh,
Mhm.
3 out of 3. Gets a card
Yeah.
back. Still going for the 10 health gate. That's super interesting. I don't
Yeah,
think I've ever seen
exactly.
it.
I mean, he has to hit something, right?
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
there, but that's not really going to give him a lot of value there. It's not like they rely on that one too much.
Hmm.
So I guess in this case, the goblins are coming to you. You don't have to bother about thinking I need to get closer. If they keep doing this is exactly where you want to be as polar dwarves, with them rushing you this way.
Yes, definitely.
Yes, a great turn there. As long as he get that 2 out of 3, that one was critical. With those
Definitely.
scavengers, that defines sometimes the game if you're able to give them a single activation.
Oh,
Ooh,
that's
okay,
a.
he's had some rough shots there with a 1 for then this.
Okay, no burn hot here. Interesting. I'm curious about. I think no, I don't think it's worth it in this matchup. You're probably not gonna have too much assassination threat as Storm Goblins against the Polar Dwarves champion. Because like for example, against like High Elves, I would always burn hot there to just get some extra damage on like any damage against in some matchups as a Sand Goblins, you do want to get as much damage as possible on their summoner. For example, against Abu Savannah Elves, every
Yeah,
damage
when you're
matters.
going for the assassination, like you don't really have a long game
Exactly. Once those boosts
opportunity
start
there.
going.
Okay, so let's see here. He's only gonna get 2 shots. Ooh, he tries to get the safe attack there.
Nice play.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, yeah, exactly. If he gets that one
Oh, and gets the
there.
worst.
Oh, the dang gets another 3-3 there. So it's actually counterproductive a little bit there. So
Yeah.
now he has a chance to get rid of him. A 2 out of 4 in theory should be easy.
Hmm.
Second scavenger. And he's still, I mean, in a decent spot. Ciabatta, he's got some like bad rolls there, but this trades in the end, I feel like they're just gonna be beneficial for him the way the trades have been going. Even though, I mean, it's not like the goblins are far behind or anything right now.
Yeah, no, agreed. Ciabatta has 5 magic, so potentially we see a champion. I think, especially with the way Tasty's playing this, and always it's just the best champion in the deck. I'm sure we'll see.
Hmm. Exactly.
I
You
forgot.
could actually just flip the
Oh
the
yeah,
hand
flip
there.
it, flip it and see.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's what Ciabatta's. Yeah, they do have Yarmund. So,
Jarvan is ready. The combo is ready. So big play is coming. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. After this turn, I'm gonna go back. It's too disorienting to. Also, I
It
think
is. Yeah.
we'll keep it with this one. Um,
Okay, so. This is the third scavenger,
Yes.
and the second activation he gets from scavenger. As one of them missed on the 3/3.
Hmm.
So let's see the big play here. He has all the tools to do some damage.
Yes. We have the Ice Ram double glacial shift.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, seems like it's gonna
All
be.
right. So, and then
Yeah.
he's going to be able to get the gate moving forward. So now he's in this position we were talking about of being in their face, so they cannot really try to shift things into a avoidance game.
Yeah, 100
He's
percent.
even going to have all the like the attacks to try to take down that gate, which would be very useful to take over that position. But oof,
Ooh.
0-2.
Yeah, this is looking good for Ciabatta here.
Yeah,
Um,
he had to use both pieces of his combo, like the double shift,
mhm.
just to get it out of his hand. So we won't see another one of these big ones, but we'll see how much he can consolidate this position and just start getting value out of Jarmond. He's in a good spot.
100%. I guess to your point, one thing here, which is a little bit tricky, is that especially this ice golem over here, because the skate didn't die, is kind of stuck. It's in a very awkward
Yes,
position until
exactly.
the
Yeah.
skate dies. All right, going for Svara here. Um, yeah, just getting. I mean, if Sand Goblins can get Svara down to like 6 or 5, then Ciabatta needs to start getting very scared about some type of crazy biter wrench motor
hmm
shenanigans.
Yeah, but he's playing it safe there, which is the way to go. Like they have too many ways of still surrounding you with so many cards on their
Mm.
pile.
Interesting choice there to go for the. So Ciabatta didn't finish off the gate. He decided to get the damage on the rider instead, which it kind of makes sense. 4 damage, four health riders way more threat or way harder to deal with as polar dwarves than a 2 health rider or 3.
hmm Exactly. Yeah.
All right, getting
And that
rid.
way he size Golem, I think he's also thinking about keeping it safe so that
Mm,
Curse can't simply go there, shoot him, and then do the force to the side or something like that.
true, true. All right, gets the parapet. Is able to kill the ice golem also. We have the ice smith in the back, the Ciabatta special, just the the threatening.
Yeah, exactly. Having the thread there, yeah, and
This makes
yeah,
you.
and then this matchup with the Kursk, like
Ooh,
if he gets another hit there, like 2 or 3, that's all he's gonna need now for that bear to be a potential threat of the one hit kill.
mm, definitely. So here, Tasty has arguably one of the best champions in the game. Slits, just such a amazing lead design champion. Potentially can even go for a damage on Svar, get her down to 5. Probably not. If I were this, I'd probably just try to get some value. Um, snipe away a Frost Mage. It's interesting. I'm curious whether I'm assuming we'll see Slits this turn, but I'm curious how Tasty Teddy Bear uses it.
Yeah, I would be surprised if he tries to go for the hit on Svara because then it's likely that your summoner sorry, your champ is going to be trapped and then just killed next turn or be put in a position in which uh, you lose it afterwards.
Hmm.
And Svara is still at 8, right? So even the 3 out of 3, you're not threatening like one more hit
Damage.
kill type of scenario.
True.
He's far ahead on the apparent like economic game. He's far ahead there, so my guess is yeah, he'll probably just keep playing it conservatively, trying to trade effectively. And now Ciabatta is the one that is probably thinking of trying to finish this off with that classic bear play.
Hmm. Yeah, and they still do have one ice ram, so they can potentially get
Exactly.
extra. Yeah,
Do a non-expected move in which you get the extra range that they cannot anticipate so easily.
yeah. And I think Ice Smith. let's actually check it quickly. Ice Smith Bear should be favored to because Ice Smith is such a weird or Frost Axe is such an interesting ability. Oh, sorry, 3. So let's
Oh yeah,
see.
it's such a coin toss, really, right? Like a lot of
Exactly.
times it's definitely a gamble. Like I usually
Yeah.
never try to do plays like that type of play because it was just a coin toss in many instances.
Mm.
But it's hilarious when you hit for 8 or 9, like it's just so. But
There's
yeah, in tournaments, it's a play that you do when you know that that's your only way out. That otherwise you're gonna lose if you play the long game.
Mm-mm. All right, let's see. So we see slits.
All right, let's see what he goes for.
Okay, Frost
Yeah.
Mage, keeping crust safe.
Hmm.
Also, this positioning makes it so it's a little bit harder to get a, especially with no glacial shift, to get a nice ice ram to get more damage on Krusk.
Yeah. Hmm. Okay, so he had a good turn there, getting value, getting some cards. Probably there's still the other protective, the parapet. It might be coming out right
Mm.
now.
Yeah, the second one. And then they drew their first thruster. I think I'm curious. Did they already just? Okay, so they just haven't drawn any thrusters until their last 10 cards. I was curious why.
Oh yeah, that was yeah very unfortunate for him. Yeah.
Mm-mm. All right, you were right, Vexer. The parapet comes out, keeping Yarmoon safe. Slits cannot cunning gates or structures, I guess. That'd be even more busted if Slits could.
Mhm. Yeah,
so,
exactly. They could do the
so,
structure. So something that detonate, is that his first detonate or did he discard the other one? Because that's going to be something decisive for the long game.
it looks
So it looks
like it
like
wasn't detonated, yeah. So I think it.
okay, at some point he either discarded it
Yeah, I'd be
or well,
curious.
it's only burned hot one. So he probably discarded it as without the moving gate, he didn't really had a lot of prospects of getting value of it, so it would make sense to drop it.
Mm. All right, Slits things.
Hmm.
Just such a good champion.
Exactly. Oh, it's crazy. So getting rid of all those frost mages. If he gets a 3 out of 3, ooh, this is
Damn.
gonna hurt him. He
Yeah.
needs to have well,
One.
he has 6 magic, but he's been getting all of these trades. He got like 7 out of 7 on that turn.
Mm.
So let's see. Oh, it looks like he didn't even bring another unit there. It's hard to unless you kill Silts, like he's just gonna keep like one turning your commons, your expensive commons.
Hmm.
So look at that. He's at 7 magic, 7 cards, 7 cards on the other side. Also a lot of magic. Sparks is coming out, and he's gonna get a lot of upgrades.
Hmm.
So yeah, the goblins are in a good spot. Like this one is close.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Okay, going for the gate. That's a cool play. And then potentially some damage on Svar. Oh, gets a
Hmm.
3 out of 3.
Yeah, he gets it.
And then up to 5 damage here. Ooh, gets. Oh, no.
Another because okay, but he didn't got the extra one. But still, that was a painful one for him.
Yep, yep. Oh, interesting. Okay, so they drew the thruster. Would you ever top wrench? I think top wrenching for a thruster is usually worth it. Top wrench I hardly ever use, but I think thruster is
Yeah,
such a
it
good.
is. Exactly. No,
Mm-mm.
for sure. Like it's worthwhile. But right now, I think he's just out of those. Did he top range for something?
No, no, no. I just was in general curious. Sorry. All right.
Okay, so let's see what he had in mind. So there's only those. Yeah, the mobility there is gonna hurt him
Yeah, 100%.
because he's dealing very little damage, and the counters are being pretty brutal there. So this scavenger, I'm surprised. This is his last one. I thought he was gonna try to use the scavenger to bring sparks back,
Mm.
but there might not even be. Not sure if there's going to be enough magic. Yeah, there's going to be enough magic for that because you can still detonate and get a lot of cards back on your 10 gate. So he decided of just getting something immediately instead of playing the longer game of they kill Sparks, then you just return it and play it again, and it's a nightmare for them to kill the 8 life champ with their low attackers.
Yep.
So we'll see. My guess is Ciabatta is still waiting for the. He has the bear ready, and he's just waiting for the opportunity
On
to,
Krusk.
yeah, for to try
Bristlets.
to go for that one.
Yeah.
Because it was like a 50%, right? Getting 5 damage. Was it 40 something?
Yeah,
I
so
think it
getting
was.
5 damage is it's basically 50-50.
I look at that 40. So it's like a 50-50 almost.
Yeah. That said, if it's getting tricky, let's say it that way. But that said, if uh Tasty Teddy Bear rolls poorly or only one of these units dies this turn, if they're able to kill in a turn, slits with a bear or something like that, I think I think my point being, I think it might even be worth ice smithing a bear just to kill slits because slits is just doing so much work in this end game. Um,
Exactly. Yeah, it could be worth it, especially if he gets a little bit of damage there to also kill Sparks and the Scavenger, which are they
mm,
don't have that much life in that same turn. But it will all depend if at least one of the ice golems, which at least one of them should survive. But let's see if he gets the Scavenger value play out of on this one.
mhm.
Okay, maybe he won't.
Ooh, but
Oh,
gets to
maybe he
death.
will. Let's see, 3-3. This is gonna be decisive for the game, and he gets
Gets it.
it.
That's big. Rust Rider back also. It's
Mhm.
painful. Yeah, decides to keep the Scavenger alive. I think that's the correct play.
Yeah, that scavenger at this point, it's extremely valuable, but he's gonna expose him and try to finish off the scavenger and silts. And I guess, Sparks might be also a premium target because if you get rid of scavenger and Sparks, you won't have to deal with him again. Otherwise, the detonate is always a possibility if he ends up, well, the next turn, really, even if you don't hit it, he
Hmm.
could do it.
Yeah, 100%. We'll see. So the last Ice Ram. This is a big. Yarmoon is just going to do a lot of work here. Also, the Ice Repair there's relatively nice, especially this late
Yeah.
in the
This
game.
2-2 is going to be essential. Okay, if he gets this, now he has a chance. Well, actually, it would need to be the 3-3. It
Oh,
seems
barely.
really close there. Yeah, I think if he got that 3-3, like that was probably the game for the Dwarves. Like they would have been able to just close it.
100%. 100%.
Okay,
Yes.
but now even if he detonates it, he doesn't have a lot of magic. Although he's gonna detonate. Oh, you know what? I think he's just gonna detonate the gate. Yeah, he's planning it that way. So he's already considering that Sparks a gunner.
Mm. Ooh, I guess a 3 out of 3. Damn. And detonates the gate. Yes, so denies the magic. And then now
Hmm.
is basically, so now it's a gate and a bunch of, a bunch of zero costs, which is nice. A bunch of wrench rats.
Oh, and actually, I guess I wonder if Ciabatta has another one of those golems. Not sure if the 5 of them already.
Oh, that's super interesting. You're right. Yeah, Ciabatta
Yeah,
might be out
yeah,
of gates.
because yeah, the gate also went down. So I guess let's don't turn it around where it will be a surprise. Let's see right now if he plans one of those.
Yep. Let's see in the build phase. Oh, has one more gate.
Okay, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like wasting so much attack power in this matchup, it's tough because they just have so many gates that it's hard to really get that. But Jarmond might be dying this turn, which
Yes.
guess he just sent it forward just to even have an attacker. Let's
Ooh.
see if he
All right.
does.
Still favored, but needs to.
Okay, 2, 3. Yeah, looks like he's gonna make it. But at least he did. Well, he didn't got the hit on Svara, which was
Mm.
the potential on this one, and still has 2 cards. So let's see what he's gonna do. He put one of the thrusters on the rider,
Yes.
and the bear with the axe, and the wrench with the parapet. With can't protect it. I'm trying to think like Svara can still take a hit, even though with Kursk, like it can be a bit painful. There's only one of those. So what do you think? I think he's gonna make sure he gets rid of the rider,
Hmm.
which is right there. Like I don't think, yeah, he cannot really reach Kursk. So let's see what he does. I mean, he could potentially take care of both of these units on this turn.
Yep. Let's see. Sadly, this bear is. Oh yeah, so he can move the bear. That makes sense. So
Yeah.
the good thing is this rider is guaranteed with the Ice Smith to die.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So at least he knows he's gonna get it. So yeah, it was just the 2-3, and then you're left with only wrenches that you know he has in hand because they were part of the detonate. So
Mm,
this is gonna be tough for Kursk. I think he's probably toast at this point.
100%. That said, he does have thruster, so he can make it very annoying for
Yeah.
the bear.
Oh, yeah, that's actually true. And at least for the bear,
For the
like
bear.
the bear won't be able to hit him. But then you're left with Svara and a parapet. So let's see how this plays out. It could kill the bear right now with its 3-5 range and the gun.
Yeah, so you can potentially do 7
Even more,
range.
7. Yeah,
Yeah.
like if you use two of those and just put it on Kursk, as you don't really have like that many prospects. But even if you don't kill it, just by the fact that you have the thruster, like that melee unit won't be able to hit him.
Hmm.
Like he can, it's probably better to use the wrench to attack Svara because that way you get her in a range of like a one attack kill. So the dice log might have run out. Yeah, yeah, only one
Yeah.
out of those. And then Svara, this one is also important.
Oh.
0. Okay, yeah, it looks like his luck ran out. Now he's just gonna protect that bear and use that parapet.
Yeah, curious what Ciabatta's last card is. So now he's gonna go all in.
3,
Oh, doesn't get it.
4. Okay, but still, like he's gonna
Yeah.
get the parapet. That was a good outcome.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. This is a little bit all in though.
Yeah,
Uh,
this one is what is he? Okay, I guess it was only 1 out of 3 that you needed there.
for the
It's a
wrench vet.
little bit risky.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure why he moved his gate to the other side.
Over here.
Probably he has what? What can he have? Like the champ, I
I'm
guess he
assuming,
has
yeah.
the champ.
That's the only thing.
So he wants the space to be able to attack on both sides, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know why else. Yeah. Or
You
maybe
would
to.
actually be able to do that on either side, but well, he didn't know he was just gonna be coming here and facing him. So let's see. I mean, he has a shot here if he just gets the 3-3.
Yep, or a 2-2 and then. Okay, so it doesn't get it, sadly.
Mm.
But I guess the 3-3,
Ooh,
okay.
but he gets the 3-3. Okay, so let's see. What was his plan then? So and he even forced himself towards Vara.
Hmm.
Not sure why.
Yeah, because he could. If he went to the side here, that means that the only person who could hit him would be Svara, which means that he would win, I think. Right? Is there. Am I missing something?
I think he's at 1 life, so he can't. I'm thinking like he's probably thinking that Svar is going to try to run away, and he doesn't want him because
Oh, he
that
can hit
10
the
gate.
gate. Yeah, the 10 gate. You're right.
It's
You're right.
amazing for him, right? Like he can actually just go there, be in front of the gate, and just shoot with Svara the gate, and
100%.
that's why he moved forward because he needs to be able to threaten that side. Well, even if he didn't move forward, he would have been able to reach it. The bear can cover that, and now we know that the champ is coming, so that's
Hmm.
going to be another shield. So I think Ciabatta probably has this in the bag now that he has the means to protect Svara in a way that Kursk won't be able to reach her.
100%. Yeah, no, great point, Vexer. Yeah, this should be game over
Yeah.
here. Oh, at least we potentially see a big a bear hit
Yeah,
next
let's
turn.
see. Let's see what happens.
Let's see. Let's see. Oh, okay, 4.
Uh-huh.
still, still above average, but yeah, very cool. That was a sick game. Came down to the wire.
Yeah, it was super close one.
Yeah, I'm curious whether so they had a shot. Tasty Teddy Bear had a shot, which they didn't go for. The dice wouldn't have landed based off the dice that turn, but they basically had two bow or 7 bow, 2 special. So I'll show you the turn which I'm talking about in a second.
Oh, for the bear, like the 7 on the bear.
Uh, Here I can show you. So it was, I think it was on Svara. So it was not this turn. It was this turn. So what you can
Oh
do
yeah,
is
like exactly. Just do the triple attack on Spara. Yeah.
triple exactly. So let's see. What would the odds of that? It would actually been I would have won for that. 72%, I think. Uh,
Oh, I think he just missed that. Yeah, like
yeah,
those are some solid odds. I mean,
yeah,
at this point in the game, that's something you take without even questioning it. Even a 50-50 is something that's is worthwhile considering what you have and the fact that they still have one card in hand.
yep, agreed. Yeah, no, amazing game by both players. Um,
Yeah.
I think they were probably hoping that the bear was the last card, and not hoping that they had a one last card in the deck. That said, also based off, they did the right thing in retrospect, just because their dice that turn were so bad. I think they whiffed all their dice this turn. So maybe they just knew the future and knew that their dice would be very bad this turn. And
I think he probably just missed that
yeah,
for sure because yeah, you had to go for Spara there.
yep,
Yeah, I mean,
agreed. Anyways, great game. So Ciabatta's up 1-0. And so now we know for both players. So basically, this column is done for Tasty Teddy Bear, so they can either choose Wayfarers or Storm Goblins. I'm going to spec Wayfarers just because I'm 95% confident they're going to choose OD as their last because they say they love OD. Um, and then for Ciabatta, this time they have the choice between the Filth and the new Fallen Kingdoms. Have you left before they buffed or changed the Fallen Kingdoms, right, Vexer?
correct. Yeah, just before they made the adjustments on those.
So basically, for new viewers, Fallen Kingdoms has been changed where now Ritalis has 2 more health, as well as Gul'das has been changed. I can even go to the has been changed where now it has a new ability. Um, let me. Did I miss it? Yeah, here. So yeah, Red Talus has 2 extra health, so now it's 14 health, which is very scary. They've been doing very well in the tournament, as well as Gul'das now has a new ability where you can summon commons around it, and it takes a damage for each common it does. So way stronger than it was previously without the tournament buffs. I still think that 11 health Gul'das was the most busted thing I've ever seen, but outside of 11 health Gul'das, it is a much improved champion. Um,
Yeah, this seems like a cooler version than simply adding more life to it because yeah, 11 health was too much. 10 health,
mm,
it made it better. It made it playable. But with this, you have a way of interacting with it to do something different. That it's one of the main weaknesses of the faction of the range,
mm,
the movement range. So yeah, I like this version. The red Talus at 14 seems overkill.
yep.
Not sure why they went all the way to 14 instead of 13, which had been tried and I think had good results. I would have just done 13 on that one.
Yeah, I think they were trying to overcompensate, like you said, for the blood summon nerf, where it only can be used 3 times. That said, this faction, it just like you didn't even need to use blood summon in this faction to, as Davood showed last tournament, you don't even need to use blood summon to make this faction amazing in terms of economic, and then just always threaten blood summon. Um,
Exactly. It looks like a good solution for blood summons at least. They did they put it there also the was it summoner play something so that they wouldn't be broken in custom with mutants.
yes. Uh,
Okay, there is undead cultist. So yeah, it's limited now. So this is perfect. Like I remember they were trying to do some weird things with blood summons, which just completely broke the way Fallen Kingdom was supposed to work. And I always would tell them like, hey, just limit it to that you needed to have the card to like do the 2 life, right? Because that was what
mm,
made it busted. The fact that you were able to just bring your warriors to 7 automatically with no issues. But now that you need to have the card in hand and even have the limit of 3, which for standard play at maximum you would be able to do 4,
mhm.
and that was like most of the times you didn't really have the 4 units. So being 3 times, it's still decent for the the usual way you would be using this in a matchup.
Yep, yep. It does prevent like you sacrificing your entire board to get 7 health warriors, but you can still do that with purges. So you
Mhm.
still can do it. Just requires an extra combo piece to do the sacrifice every unit on board and get two 7 health or 7 strength warriors at your summoner's face. But yeah, I agree. I think 14 health Retalis. I think the buffs are nice and the changes are nice. I think Retalis at 14 is a little bit too strong.
Mhm.
But yeah, so going back to it. Oh, sorry. Let me close this. Um, Going back to this matchup, I'm going to assume, even with the buffs, that Ciabatta is going to choose the Filth, just because I don't think he wants to be playing the Frogs into OD Filth, or not Filth, Forged, um, for the, or yeah, into OD for the last matchup.
So which one should we look at first? If he trying to think, like we don't really know the order. If it was like a 2-1
Oh, I think
score, right?
Ciabatta said that he would do it in the right order.
Ah, okay, awesome,
Yeah, yeah.
perfect. So let's take a look at this one then.
Yeah. Hey, or Eden says hi, Vexer.
Hey, then.
Run it back, yeah. We're going to replay the next match. Oh boy, we're gonna see OD versus CH. Yeah, no, OD versus Tree sounds miserable for Tree, but sounds like a fun one to commentate. OD is always fun to.
Yeah.
First game, Ciabatta won. Eden.
Yep, there it goes.
Cool. So as we expected, it's gonna be Wayfarers versus Filth. What do you think about this matchup, Vexer?
So this one is not easy for Filth because we know like the Wayfarers are the assassination faction, right? Like the one of
Hmm.
the most aggressive ones, and the Filth is kind of that too, right? Like they play that type of game in which they can assassinate you out of the blue. But the Wayfarers, they have more tools, and the Demagogue doesn't have the best defensive like elements. And the Demagogue needs to be close to the game, like it needs to be in a position so that you're 3 away from wherever thing is happen. So there are a lot of gaps in between those spaces.
Hmm.
So I think like we know Filth is one of the most powerful factions, like S plus. But in this one, because of the pros and cons of each one, I would say it's a close one. Like it's a close 50-50 type of situation.
I agree. Yeah, the other thing is that dancers are able to get mutants out of range for harvest, so it definitely is a good matchup. And like you said, Filth are arguably the best faction in the game, so um, we'll see. We'll see. Both can assassinate. It'll be a
Yeah.
crazy game.
All right. So let's see.
So it's your
Going
turn.
first in here is a massive difference in this matchup because Wayfarers, like if they go first and they already get into the other side of the board, it
Mm.
just sets the tempo for the whole game. Like that just determines a lot. You can see here how he's prioritizing. He was trying to get rid of the dancer just because of that thing you mentioned, in which it gets the units out of the range and getting those boosts at least early in the game is critical.
100%. Yeah, to set up your boost economy. Sadly, whiffs on both. Ooh,
Ooh.
okay. Both players are not getting good dice so far.
Oh, and he didn't even move Celeste, so she's gonna get punished there by the spew can do that.
Yeah, next turn.
Ooh,
That's
yeah,
super
those.
value there by the spew. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting gate. This is.
Yeah, he's already thinking about the like those big turns that Wayfarers can do. So he's just that's a good position there. Like you're very protected.
Hmm. Yeah, no, it's definitely interesting. It does prevent you from getting demigods kind of stuck here on this sort of, I guess, 3 spaces away from this.
Mm-hmm.
But ooh, the
Ooh,
dice game.
and out his day on this one.
Yep,
This.
yep. Yeah, it probably didn't think he had
No.
attacked the tentacle. Okay. Oh, interesting. Keeps the waypoint. Wants to get their gate spot open. Makes sense.
Yeah, I think the way the game is going so far, Ciabatta might be just thinking of trying to win by value, by the economic game in the long term.
Hmm. Yeah, it's very tricky here. At least the rogue is alive. They went 1 for 3. But yeah, with Shield of
Mhm.
Hopeful, now you just have to pray that you get specials instead of and it does happen. It is not an invulnerability. Sometimes the dice just roll that way.
Exactly, like they would have missed if it was like a
Exactly.
normal roll, but now they kill you, and it was like, come on.
Yeah, I had a game
At least
against.
one,
That's one.
yeah, at least this one doesn't cost one magic like with a Phoenix elsewhere.
True,
Like
true,
that's one
true.
of the ones.
Yeah, Phoenix also sometimes feels like a scam, that event.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, Rogue in a very ideal position. It's probably dead next turn, but at least is
Mhm.
blocking the gate, able to potentially attack Demigod. I think definitely worth it
If he
here with.
gets at least, yeah, at least one unit, then it wasn't that bad for him this turn. So he got the one of the cultists, especially the one that is farther away.
Mhm.
So Ciabatta might need to move the demagogue there a little bit back to the center to still be in range.
Yeah, of his other gates, of his other units, yeah, from this gate. Oh, whiffs!
Ooh.
Would have loved to see that on
Would
another
have
unit.
been, okay, so he has the early abomination,
Hmm.
although it's a little bit exposed there. He put the one that gives the bonus
Oh, the
to the other ones. And now he's bringing another mutant, so that's good. He's gonna be able to take down the all the commons there.
yeah, this is looking brutal for
Plus get the boost. Yeah. So,
Wayfarers. The one advantage, I guess, is they have pretty decent magic, as well as Chabaz down. But with Abomination, like Abomination is worth a lot more, especially if you're able to keep it alive than 7 magic. So this
mhm.
thing, a lot of
Yeah,
value here.
especially
Hmm.
because now he got the game happening on the other side of the board. So I think the
Mm,
Wayfarers are in a really bad spot there. Like even if he goes hard at that abomination, like Celeste is going to be attacking for 3, right? So
yeah, yeah.
he's not going to be that helpful. Like Celeste will probably just try to bring down that other cultist
Hmm.
and stay away
The
from
bestial.
the abomination.
Yeah, definitely. But now there's kind of a timer, unless like you said. Ooh, okay. So Adventurer used. This is a nice. I was gonna say that TastyTeddyBear doesn't have that many gate spots open. Ciabatta did a nice job, but Adventurer can compensate for that with Embark, which is a nice, always a nice trick you can do. Embark, so you
Mhm.
can open up the summoning spot for another unit.
Yeah.
Does footwork? No, it doesn't work on champions. Makes sense.
No.
Okay, winged mutant. Okay, tentacle or winged? Looks like it's, yeah, winged mutant flight.
Okay, so now this is gonna be like a key turn for the
It's
Wayfarers. Like they need to bring down the abomination
yes.
next turn. Otherwise, it starts getting at that to that point in which it's killing a full unit, like 2 cost unit almost every turn,
Hmm.
and starts giving you boosts if he puts the bestial. So we'll see.
What happened to
Hey,
the bestial?
wait, what happened there?
Oh, why did it? Wait. Did he? Okay, let's go back
Oh,
here. What
he
happened?
sacrificed the.
He sacrificed the bestial to make it a tentacle.
Okay, and oh, and he didn't even put the beast on the other one just to be able to get the extra attack there, it seems.
Yeah, it's because
Which
it
was
wouldn't.
interesting. That was yeah, I
Interesting
guess
play.
because look at that. Like he's burning through his cards fast. Like right now,
Hmm.
the abomination is kind of his big gamble there, like being able to keep it around. And then being able to keep the game on the other side so that they cannot capitalize on the event that you reach the other side. So let's see, even though he's back on the side of the board only exposing 2 angles, the wafers have a lot of ways of doing 3 attacks. Although he doesn't have coordinate, this would have been the perfect time
Hundred
for
percent.
coordinate, which gives you like enough firepower. So it's going to be hard for him to get a kill here.
100%. Like you said, the what Chaba's been doing a good job with is Celeste. It's very hard for Celeste to get any type of traveled dice. just because, yeah, getting like there's
Hmm.
really no point to get units on the side this turn. All right, looks like okay, he's going for both, trying to kill the tentacle, get a dancer into a
Hmm.
very nice spot, um, and then
He didn't have enough for the abomination, so this is the second best. That way, you start taking those positions on the other side.
mm,
The thing is, he had to burn his slip by,
mm,
which I'm not sure if that was necessary, right? Like at that
I
point,
don't
he
think
was
so.
exposed to 4 from the abomination
Yes,
next turn,
but then the abomination
and
dies, so I think I would definitely easily taken 4 on Celeste.
yeah, I would have taken that too because that slip by, you really needed that for other things, and also that extra magic at this point is critical if you want to have a chance of playing Boldo eventually,
Hmm.
and having another set of 2 units for next turn, as there is a big chance that both of your commons are going to die this turn.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think they probably did be slightly safer with Celeste versus Celeste over here, but still, yeah, it's a
Oh yeah, like
yeah,
he couldn't even reach that position. He was all the way. Yeah, that's
yeah
why
over
he
there.
had to use it. Yeah,
Mm.
otherwise,
Yeah, otherwise, Celeste would have been very exposed from 3 sets. But yeah, I guess the dice is able to at least get Abomination low. I'm then
yep.
curious.
At least he got his die, so that gives him a chance. Although he has 2 magic, still no coordinate, which is the card that he needed really to get out of this situation and be able to bring down that abomination. So let's see. Really, to get back into the game, he needs Ciabatta to have some like a bad turn.
Mm-hmm. Got some bad rolls.
Hmm.
Looks like it's gonna be
Yeah, the
volatile,
event. Yeah.
bestial. I'm assuming. Oh, okay,
And
horror.
the second one,
A bestial underneath
and
Abomination.
then
Yeah.
just a 3/4, which is critical as
Oh!
oh god, because it had a beast. So that those 2 boosts were like important right now to be able to keep just bringing cards like crazy. Man, if he had a coordinate right now, this could have turned the game around immediately like that. I mean, still right now he's gonna have 7 on 6, like 6 out of 7 to get rid of the abomination. But with a coordinate, it would have been a sure thing that it was gonna be going down.
Mm. Nestle's pointing out, that's a great point, Nestle. He said important Ciabatta didn't get any cards with volatile from the deck, which means that he has no more mutants left in the deck. Which means that the only way he's going to get mutants back is through mutagist,
Yeah,
and he has no
yeah,
boost.
he was counting on that 3/4 to be able to get the 2 boosts because he has been foregoing a lot of boost in this game, right? In that
Hmm.
position, which he did it to get the gate there, but not sure if he has had any chance, any spare moves to try to get back into a more centric position. The fact that he brought the game to the other side had the advantage of negating the benefits for Celeste, but also has put him in a position of not losing a lot of boosts. Let's just say it that way. So this 6/7, I think, will determine the game. If he gets this, the wafers are back into the game in a good spot because of how fast Ciabatta has burned through all this stuff. But if he misses this, I think Ciabatta,
Has
that's
it.
it. Yeah.
Agreed. Definitely agree. The other important thing is because. Actually, no, no, no. You're right. You're right.
Hey, what happened? So one of them, it was the adventurer attack that we. Okay, so it was a 3/3 or.
I'm assuming it bugged out. So yeah, it was a 3-3 with the first
Okay, so
attack.
then we got the 3/3. Okay, so now it's just 3/4. So this one, it's the odds are in his favor for sure.
Let's see.
Looks
Does
like
it get
he's gonna make it.
it?
That's just a
Gets it.
1/2. There's one. Okay, so now Phil is in trouble.
It's in a bit of trouble. That's it. It's still
And
the
yeah,
filth. Go on.
yeah, he's gonna start having to get the demagogue involved and getting enough value here,
Mhm.
but he's in trouble as he has enough units to get another 3 attack turn plus coordinate.
Yes. I guess the main issue here is I think this is still fine for Filth if Demigog had more boost, but because Demigog has no more
Hmm.
mutants and no boost, they're kind of in a tricky situation.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Ah, nice. Nice order.
ooh, 5-5. Okay,
That's a big.
that's huge. Oh
Damn,
man,
they're
no.
hitting.
I mean, we still had even the other three, so it was likely. Well, it depended. He needed three to negate the -1, right? Without the
Mm-hmm.
-1, it wasn't such an easy shot. So
Point.
a 2-4 would have meant that the horror was likely to survive, as the other one would have only attacked for two, right?
Yep, yep, exactly. And that would have
Okay,
been
so he got really lucky on this, and I think this might have sealed the game for Phil.
100%. Yeah, they
I
just have
mean,
to hope for bestial, I guess, to just bestial summon bestial. Hope for value. It gets very tricky.
well, he got one of those there, but looks like he doesn't have any more of the other cultists. He didn't
Mm.
try to bring. He could have brought one mutant back. He has a ton of magic, so he might be out of the non-anointed cultists.
Yep. We won't spoil ourselves by checking, but I
Yeah,
think you're right. I think you're right.
exactly. So, oh, look at that. The horizons were at the bottom. So the first horizon just landed there.
Hmm.
He has just enough magic to bring Baldo into play. And oh, look
Oh,
at that.
interesting.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, he won't play.
That's funny. That's a demigog. Demigog is the strongest unit that Ciabatta currently has, so it kind of makes sense. Just
Yeah, exactly. Like, okay, and he might still have a bunch of units. Not only that, he's going to start bringing units back
yeah, with the
and getting a
synchronous.
lot of magic from those cultists.
Very very nice play by TastyTeddyBear. Very creative. Yeah, showing why they're a finalist. Just
Mhm.
some cool stuff.
Okay, so maybe that was one of the bottom cards or something like that. Oh, look at that. He still had a.
Oh, he still had it. Okay.
That was his hand, yeah, like the last set of things he had. So, I mean, there's a chance he, okay, not kill Boldo, but bring him closer. Still a bad spot. Didn't get good rolls there.
Mm.
I think at this point, Teddy Bear just needs to focus. If he brings those two down, there might be like a single mutant left for him to bring back, right? Like let's assume he has at least one cultist in hand.
Hmm.
But after that, that's it. That's probably all he has. He has the boost to bring one of these ones back once more.
Hmm. No,
So let's
100%.
see if he gets the kills. He might use the coordinate, yeah, just to this should make it extremely likely that he gets them.
Yep. Definitely. The cool play there is if ooh, that's a quite the whiff.
Wait, what?
He whiffed the 6 for 4.
Yeah, I was thinking, okay, he's gonna move the adventurer. Okay, now he needed the 4-4.
Oops,
Doesn't
sorry.
quite get it. Now the
Yeah, so he couldn't get the 4-4 because the Baldo had a move. Sadly, I think he was trying
yeah.
to. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
I think there might have
So
been.
you know,
Sorry.
I think he messed up there. Like what surprised me, I thought Baldo was gonna attack the burst.
Bursting. Yeah, then move
Yeah, and
away. Then adventure goes up.
yes, exactly. And then adventurer goes up. Oh wait, no, it's the same. Then adventurer only gets
True,
okay.
true, true. Only gets 3. Well,
Yeah, I think there was really
I think so. You have to do the 4 for 4 Baldo. Just hope it hits. If not, adventurer can kill
yeah.
it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's true. That's true. That's
yeah,
the idea
yeah.
because then adventurer can finish off the spew,
Mm.
right, which needed a 2 out of 3, and you attack for 3, and then Baldo has a chance of bringing down the bursting. So, not sure why he attacked in that order.
I guess he really wanted the spew dead, but even
Yeah, but
then, yeah,
you have a 2 out of 3 on attack there, which is extremely likely. It's like
100%.
90% or something. So, he had the chance of just finishing off both of mutants. Now he's gonna get like to reuse that and put like a bestial right
Yep.
right there. But like isolating the demagogue might be the key thing because it's going to be a single unit he's going to have to deal with. Maybe a second one he might play right now. Just a cultist, but not enough to kill Baldo.
Yeah, 100%. It's not. This is looking really bad. Especially the last two cards are Seek the Horizons. He's gonna be able to proc it. Like, there's no way you can kill Baldo here from getting procking Seek
Mhm.
the Horizon. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it looks. It is not
So,
looking good.
oh, and he goes for a winged. Oh, and seal.
Interesting.
So, yeah, no, I don't think there's going to be enough to. Oh, maybe if he gets both kills. Look at that.
Oh, that's
Oh,
cool. It's such a cool play. He gets a blocker.
yeah.
Yeah. Does he get it? Oh, gets it. That's a sick play by Ciabatta. And also gets
Look at
damage on
that.
Baldo. Oh, the
And then
5
he gets the 4-4.
that was a sick
Okay.
play.
Yeah, he might get this thing turned around. And, like not killing that burst was a significant difference there. Like he managed
Wow.
to recycle that into the winged. Otherwise, he would have only had the anointed. So I guess he still has a chance. It all depends if he manages to get all the way to the back. But now it's looking
It's
he
looking
might not be
lost right
easy.
now. I think those that might have actually did it because
That was it.
Tasty has no more cards. Uh, you can only Baldo can't move back and forth. Yeah, Baldo's dead. That might be it. That's nuts. What a nuts. Interesting. Okay, that's a
You
cool.
can at least protect Boldo, right? Like that's the thing. But
Mhm.
Celeste is gonna be in a tough spot, so he still has a chance because that waypoint is there. So let's assume
Yes.
he gets the kill here on the winged.
Oh, this is big. If I mean, it should at this point, but yeah.
Yeah, so in here, Boldo is safe, and all that Ciabatta has is one more mutant that he can get back.
Mm-hmm.
So the key is going to be Baldo finding a way of making the touchdown.
Bringing it over here, exactly. That's the the big thing about this, as well as interesting. There's interesting choice here with the cult, because there is a world where Baldo plus Celeste can beat Demigod in a 2 versus 1, but I guess it's tricky. It comes down to dice
Yeah.
then.
So the question would be if he's gonna. I guess
Mhm.
he's gonna transform the cultist into a mutant at this point, right? Because otherwise, you're just risking it dying that way, and then you lose the mutant. So he'll go from one of the biggest ones I would imagine, either I don't know the bestial or the spew or something like that,
Yeah,
to deal maximum damage to Celeste.
yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, Bestial is
Oh, look at that! Wait. Hmm.
chooses not to go for it. So Celeste can get an extra dice here, so it's a 5 on 4 to kill the
But
anointed.
why did he hide Baldo?
I'm not sure.
Like because now Baldo is not able to attack. Like there was no way for. Oh, I
Anoint.
guess yeah. Like he could have transformed that into a winged, then
Yeah,
just
that's the
moved
play.
it to Baldo. So yeah, because he knows like the key to this game is getting all the way back.
Fall over
If he
here.
gets to the back, that's like almost 6 units, right? Because then you're gonna have the tools to get the second one. So yeah, like he can transform that into a winged,
Hmm.
and this way there's no way that he can get to Baldo.
Yeah.
But now Celeste is needs to start running.
Oh my God!
Oh,
Gets the
yes,
4 out of 4.
that was because otherwise, like I think Celeste would have been a little bit stuck there. Like
Yeah, Celeste would have been in a bad position, especially because next turn
yeah,
there's a
like
kill
getting
opportunity. Mm.
2 attacks per turn, and then actually, like on this turn, he would have just transformed that to, like one life cultist into a 5 life mutant, and that was it for Celeste.
100%. Yeah,
I mean,
that's.
the best you could do there really is just keep going back, and then just the new units that you get, use them as shield, and maybe he would have been able to hide that 1 life Celeste, and then just those 2 units, if they manage to kill the bestial, then you can still win that way. So there were outs, but yeah, that 4-4 just completely reshaped everything, like all those risks and possibilities.
100%. Yeah, also a little bit of a mistake. There was no reason that Celeste moved there. I mean, they got the 4 for 4, but Celeste would have an extra dice. It would have been a 5 for 4, which is a lot more likely.
Yeah, exactly. That was for sure a big mistake if you think about it. Like your odds on the 4-4 are tiny.
Yeah.
Your odds on the 4-5 are like almost closer to a coin toss.
Yeah, I think it's a coin toss.
So,
Yep.
and at the end of the day, on both of those positions, you were exposed to two attacks. So, yeah, I would have stayed there just to have the better odds because if you kill that thing, yeah, they are in trouble.
100%. 100%. But gets
Exactly.
it. Maybe they knew something we didn't. That Celeste had to move in this position for the dice gods to.
That, these rolls in the last half of this game have been insane.
Yep. Yep. Oh, and even
Okay,
doesn't.
so TQ, and now he can just bank on Baldo, and that
It
should
should be
be
over.
it.
Yep.
Yeah. And yeah, the demagogue really burned fast through this game. Like we saw a lot of those decisions, like burning a full beast, right? Like a
Mm-hmm.
5-3 beast, just to not lose the tempo that he had. I think he was really banking
Abominate.
on the abomination just
Mm.
being heavy there.
Yeah, I think Nestle called in the chat earlier that he thought that Ciabatta had just way too much magic at the end. That he was because Ciabatta is known to be a very tempo-oriented player and wins a lot of games and is one of the best players because of that. But also relying too much on tempo can a lot of times, if you discard too much, sometimes you can end the game with so much magic and no cards to play them on, which
Mhm.
is
Exactly. Yeah, and that's a good sign that you were like not managing your economic game that well when you end up with so much magic in the end and nothing to do. Oh, another 4-4. Look at that, dude. One life difference there, and it would have been.
yeah, a different game. GG's, what a nuts game.
And this game's yeah, they've been extremely close. This thing just kept turning. I thought the Wayfarers were like toast there.
Yep.
Multiple points. Yeah.
100%. Yeah, especially mid game, early game and mid game. It seemed like when Abomination was out, it just seemed almost hopeless for. Um,
Yeah, things were going awful for them at that point.
yep, yep.
You know, he had a chance here of that abomination was in a really bad spot there, like
100%.
because against the Wayfarers, that's not two flanks, like that's three flanks easy
Mm-hmm.
for them. Wonder if he had an opportunity of getting them into a better spot, but it's hard against. Like he needed to keep attacking with it. But yeah, a lot of crazy rolls on this one, like unexpected rolls for sure.
100%. I think to your point, like this was lucky to get the 7 for 7, but they hadn't played any coordinates at this point. So this was
Mhm.
Ciabatta knew that they still had both coordinates. So it just just a scary position
Yeah.
to have Abomination.
Exactly. Yeah, and it was a 6-7 that he needed, so it wasn't
Mm.
that hard. Well, in theory, it was over 50%, I believe,
On the
on
yeah,
6-7. But
that's
still,
fair. Yeah,
it's not a sure thing, right? Like it's
yeah, yeah.
easy with so many of those.
100%. All right, this is exciting. We have a
Right, so the
1-1.
decisive game. Let's see if this is. We expect. Well, it has to be the last one, right? Because it's
Yes.
only one per column. So it's Obsidian versus Swamp Orcs,
Yep. This is
and
a
it should
very
be an
explosive.
explosive one.
Yep. Yep. To end it, I don't think it will be a long game like the last two have been. I think it's going to be.
Exactly.
Oh!
Yeah, I would be surprised if it's a long one.
Already semi spoiled by the scroll bar that it is, in fact,
Oh,
as
well,
expected.
yeah, dude. Yeah, that spoiler bar. This is
Spoiler bar.
we would have imagined. Like it seems like Balfour didn't hesitate of going forward. So,
Yep. Yep.
but the thing is, we're not sure which one did it, right? Like either
Yep.
of them have the potential to just do that big play to close the game fast.
Yep, yep. It's gonna be an interesting one. Yeah, we need to ask Joe. I like how you said a spoiler bar. We need to ask Joe be like an option to hide the spoiler bar on the on the
Exactly.
side. All right. What do you think about this matchup in general? Do you think it's one way or the other, or you think it's just the way the OD's dice roll is the way this game's gonna go?
Well, not necessarily on this one. OD needs to play a longer game, would be my guess, because you can't simply march forward with Baltar. Like you're gonna get nuked by Mogluk. Mogluk is
Mm,
gonna try to start building the swamp all the way to the back. Like try to do the sides where you don't have a gate and just start summoning and massing units so that they have that threat of the massive attacks from Moglog.
Hmm.
Um, OD would really want to start bringing down the smaller units. Right? Like at that point, they have the possibility with the demons of reaching units on the back end that might be harder to reach. So I would play it with OD such a way of trying to get some fourth row gates so that I can threaten the back end units with the guard plus demon summon and then using the chains and things like that. And every now and then, if you get a chance to start hitting Moklog, you take those. But you want to use Balsar on the sides of wherever Moklog is not at. Right? They need a lot of space to start building the swamp. So
Mm.
that means you're going to have gates on both of those sides. And you can be with Balsar just threatening those sides. So if just blowing up those gates that they put there, and it's hard for them to like they can counterattack, but those are small counterattacks of like two ranged. You don't care. Like it's not a big deal if Baltar is getting hit with those, as long as you're creating mayhem around there. And then if they have to swing Moglo all the way to that side, you don't really rely only on Balsar, so you can just like back down, right? And
Mm.
then just start keep threatening with your bigger units on the other side. And because this deck, there's only one two magic unit, the Berserker, and you actually won't be using it that much on this matchup. It's mainly going to be the other one. So even if they're destroying one unit per turn with Moglog, as often happens, right? Like they're going to be getting whatever is close, they're going to be destroying it. It's not, it doesn't hurt you that bad because those demons, all you need is to get one shot with them, and many times that's going to be enough to kill what Bindmancer, to kill one of the shamans. Same thing with the old sworn. Same thing with the guards, which can't even hit and then just come to the other side and be far away from Moglug. Those are the ones you can use to hit Mog and then just get them away from him to not give him any great targets. So if OD plays it that way, it can make things really hard for the orcs. But if OD just plays it like any other matchup in which you just go through the center with Balsar and drop some gates and try to threaten with Balsar, just doing a volcanic and then doing big hits, you're it's very likely you're gonna get blasted by Mog and
Yeah,
killed
at some point.
in a turn, like
Mm.
10 damage in a turn or something like that.
Yeah, and then it's over. That said, he does have the double volcanic blast starting hand. This is a very solid.
Mhm.
I guess
Exactly.
Darfura, yeah, but
So I mean, those are the tools, I guess, for to take your chances and just rush forward. And you have the sworn to trying to accumulate enough of those, and then just hope you get lucky. So let's see how it played out.
sounds good. Do you think this is a matchup which is going first matters? Balzar would probably doesn't.
Yeah, it definitely. This is one of those in which it does make a difference because you can either be the one that you're already uh, like limiting his swamp units.
Mm.
That makes a difference in this match. Like when they don't start with the shaman, when they don't start with the initial vine mancers, which are brutal, it hurts the orcs a lot.
Mm-mm-mm. True. Important to note, nice play by Ciabatta, but they don't have any gates. Then they only discarded one card, so potentially no gates in hands for the orc.
You want to take a look at their hand, considering that this is a short one, just to
Sure,
see
sure, yeah.
because we can analyze it a little bit more as there won't be. Let's. What did he discard?
He discarded a regenerate.
Okay, yeah, like early game regenerate, it's gonna be clogging your hand for a while. Emerge you keep, Sao you keep because you have plenty of units. The other two, they're still gonna be useful, so
Mm-hmm.
makes sense for him to start this way.
And I think he drew Splack probably. I think he'd probably
Mhm.
discard Splack, but yeah, because it's the
Exactly.
top. Yeah,
Yeah, no,
yeah.
otherwise he would have discarded it, but yeah, he that's the last one, so he definitely drew that one.
Mm. All right, from OD perspective here, there's a nice wall here, making so you can only get one attack uh, per unit. Ooh, gets two boost. That's a big one.
Okay, two boots, so he has a chance to kill this one.
Oh, I guess the
Ooh,
two.
and then he loses the boost.
Guess,
Okay, not a great start there.
yeah. Muglug going in,
Look at
going
that,
straight
going
in.
for it, which is risky, but look at that hit. He was going for 8, so pretty much you're putting them on a clock. It's like you either kill me next turn or you're dead. Like you, so it's a bold move there. So let's think about this. Like let's go back to his to the other side. Oh, and OD discarded one of the volcanics, right? So
Yep,
it's
yep.
too much. You have 2%. And he discarded the demon, the volcanic. He kept the champion, which makes us think like he was hoping this would be a long game or the game would go on for a while. But then Ciabatta was like, no, no, let's just finish this quick.
Let's
Let's
just quickly. Yeah, this is. I guess they don't have the boost for it, but this is an argument here for having double blast. The sad thing is I understand why you discard it. You just don't have. You only have one boost, so you can't do the use all your boost, attack again, and then use your boost again.
Oh
For
yeah. Oh no, he had to discard it. But check this out. Like he's in a bad spot, smog lug. Because now he can be trapped. They're like, well,
true,
is he? No, did he already do the bind masters? Is he gonna be? No, he used every
use
single
everything.
boost to attack for 8. But now his back is exposed, his side is exposed with a new unit, the other one is already covered. So at this point, you can really cover all sides of Moglog
Mm-hmm.
and do the 3 attacks on Moglog and have Balsar in a protected position so that he can maybe next turn just go forward, attack with Valsar and 2 units, and do Volcanic and win the game.
Very
So
true.
let's see. Let's do one by one. Let's do so that it's more exciting. So he gets one of this one here. He has to take the back there with
Mm-hmm.
the Sworn.
Yep, this does what
I'm
you.
not sure why he summoned the second Berserker. I don't think he has
I think it's just for the.
a use for it.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I guess he wants to get rid of the Vine Would be the only thing I could think about. Um,
But you don't want to waste an attack at this point. You're really just hoping on the. I would
yeah.
have just thinking about discarding all of those
Mm-hmm.
so that you have enough magic for a big turn afterwards. On the field, not sure if he's going to get a ton of value. Maybe he was thinking about protecting that front summon spot. That could be a use for it.
Yeah, this one here.
My guess is Balsar, yeah, just move it forward so that it's blocking then Moglog could do that. So yeah, he's probably going to put it in front of his spot so that Moglog cannot go
Hide
and
there.
use his own gate for cover, right? Like it
Mm,
would make sense to really try to trap him. That would be the way to go.
mm. I see you're
So
saying. Let's
yeah,
see.
good thinking there. If oh okay, he didn't do that, but let's see if Moglog then uses that as a protective cover. And Baltar, you know what? He's
Oh, I guess.
fearless, dude. Why didn't he move with Baltar? Like, what
Balzar
was
is
he thinking?
fearless. So
I
what's
mean,
the?
at least, oh, he didn't have enough moves for that because he already moved the other one. So
Mm,
yeah, that's why he just stay there. I mean, but at that point, you think about was that last Berserker giving you value being moved there compared to Valsar being one back? Because if you
mm.
move Valsar one back, you're forcing Mogluk to have to use one of his moves just to reposition that, or the
100%.
Vine Mancer, and then the boost from the Vine Mancer. So, I mean, it's going to be not sure how he's thinking he's going to survive another big swing.
Yeah, I do agree. I think it's a mistake just because also like you said, if Muglug moves one, he also loses like you can't move all your units at once, so you lose a lot of potential dice on Balzahar.
Exactly. That's the thing. Like the units from the summoning spot right now, he has the boost from those. But if he has to move one forward, he doesn't have access to that boost. So I guess he might just need to get lucky and survive another like 8 dice or something like that attack, and which is not a sure thing, right? Like a 7-8 or 7-7. So we'll see. I mean,
Yeah, so the
it's
chat is saying that they think it's because of volcanic blast. Or they think he wants to be in range just in case somehow the stars align. They still have they're all in basically at this point is what this play is saying. You know, I'm going to get this volcanic
yeah.
blast. If I don't win this turn, I'm dead, which is
I mean, on the realistic scale, let's think about this. So if you get your 2-2 of the Berserker, He's at 11. Then with a Sworn, realistically, you can expect to get 2 damage.
Mm-hmm.
And then best case, well, not best case, but like the good luck one is you get 2 boosts out of it. So that puts him at 9. And then you're attacking with 5. On that 5, let's assume you're expecting you get lucky and get 4 out of that.
Mm-hmm.
So that brings him at 5 life. And then if you don't get it, the specials, you cannot kill him yet. Like he's still at 1 life.
Yep.
So unless you get like this on real dice, probably it's better for him to just have played it safe for Balsar because all he needed was 1 extra turn.
Mm-hmm.
And now Mog is the one that is in a bad spot, not you. Right? Like
Mm-mm-mm.
as long as he cannot kill you, now he has the situation in which he's really exposed and he's now at 7 or whatever.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think I am in agreement that I'd rather be one step back. I think even with like volcanic blast is not needed in this situation. I mean, of course you
Yeah.
keep it, but Mugla can't even move anywhere. Um, like you'd have to have like what another Vine Mancer, and yeah, double Vine Man.
And
Yeah.
you don't really even need the attack from Balsar because just with the other Berserker in which you want to attack with the one on the left so that if you get a special, you also get the free kill of the on the Biomancer on the top.
Yep.
I would be comfortable really just with the 2 Berserkers attacking the Sworn, everyone is attacking Moglog, and then Valsar is in a safe spot.
Mm.
And now he has to worry about getting Mog out of there.
Mm-mm-mm. I see. No, I agree. But let's see. Let's see what happens. So he rolls. Okay, he gets the special. So the Vine Mancer's dead. That's 1 threat away.
Mhm.
Let's see the Sworn. Oh, so he's 2-2. As this
Okay,
is what you
yeah,
predicted.
exactly what I described. Yeah, like, so if he gets a 5, wait,
Oh, sorry. Yeah, yeah.
okay, okay. So if he gets a 5/5 and no specials, I guess he could win with Volcanic, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh no, because the Berserker didn't get the 2/2, so even the 5/5 doesn't give him the game, it seems.
Okay, so gets the 2 boost. All right, so this is the point, and he. Okay, so what's the next play? He attacks.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so he
Gets
gets
the
4 but
4.
loses one of those.
Yeah,
Wait, don't tell. And he used the Volcanic for 2?
he uses the volcanic for 2. Yes, here.
Ooh.
So all in on
I
this. Oh,
mean, it seems a little bit unnecessary at that point, right? You kind of need those boosts to so that Balsar is a credible threat on the next turn
mm,
for the finisher, and then with all the things that can give you boost, you can blow it up for the kill.
yeah, 100%. I guess they want to free it up for drawing, but I'm not sure what you are looking to draw here, which is the maybe you want
Mhm.
some type of you want your equipment would be the only thing which I could think of. You really want your chains. Um, yeah.
Yeah, maybe he was thinking that, but you have to discard those 2 that you have. So drawing
Yeah.
4 cards and just keeping the volcanic, I would
Mm.
feel comfortable at being in that situation, just having that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. Volcanic is just so good, and it also allows Balzahar to, yeah, if like Muglug is here, you can still kill him. Yeah, a lot of, yeah. But okay,
All right, so
now,
let's see. Now he's gonna get attacked for like let's see, he can only summon 1 up there. So
yes,
it's 3, 5, 8.
8 dice.
8. And you know what? The thing is 1, 2, 3. Yeah, like even attacking with the other Berserker and you kill that Vine Mancer, then he doesn't have 8. He has 7 dice.
Mm,
Right? If you get the kill on that one. So
yep,
yeah, risky play. Now a 7/8, it's a massive difference between 7/8 and 8/8. Oh, sorry, between 7/7 and 7/8.
100%, 100%. I
All
think
right,
they
so
have
let's
their
see.
yeah. So let's see, they have another Vine Mancer.
Oh, and he's gonna even do the double attack because he has
Oh yeah, the witch.
well, he could have seems like he's not gonna do that.
I'm not sure if he used so. I think is the thing because he had so in his opening hand, but I forget if he used it. Let's see. So this was the turn where he does a ton.
Oh,
He used so already, yeah.
yeah. Oh, he already uses. Okay, so
Mm,
then I thought he still had that in hand, but maybe that's why he's just
mm,
doing it
mm,
there.
mm. And
Like
also,
not bringing the witch for the second one. Yeah.
100%. And it also makes sense why Tasty Teddy Bear is also a little bit more confident here because they realize that one sow is already used. The chance of having another sow is less likely.
Well, yeah.
Double sow.
Okay, but still, the 7-8, I wouldn't feel that comfortable. What are the odds? It looks like it's going to be a 7-8.
Yes.
Let's take a look at the odds there.
So yes, it's going to be 7 out of 8.
Yeah, let's just take a quick look at the.
8 sword. I think it's probably going to be like 60 or 70%. Yeah, 60%.
60%. Yeah.
Okay.
Compared to a 7-7, it's like 30 or something like that. I think.
7 something. I agree. I think it's very low. Yeah, about right. 30% or
Yeah.
27%. 30. Yep.
So let's see. For the
Let's
win.
for the win. Let's
Hey
see it.
guys.
Oh, oh, gets
Blue. Oh!
it.
Exactly.
GG's. Yeah, that was definitely over if he didn't hit it. He used all the boost also, so no Vine Mancering back. You know, you're gonna get hit 3
Mhm.
attacks.
Exactly. Yeah, like good games there. Congratulations to Ciabatta, and yeah, I'm surprised like Tasty went for that play there. Like
Hmm.
if you think about it, like that play of Moglock just rushing forward wasn't it
Yeah,
was
I
a
don't
bit of
think.
a mistake, right? He was still
I
there. Like
agree.
if Valsar would have just retreated to the back of the eight gate,
Hmm.
then he would have ended the turn being at like 6, 7 life or something like that. Maybe losing both my Bind Masters. His best shot might have been to just moved in front of the 10 gate to try to get some cover.
Hmm.
And what did he have in hand?
During that
Mugluk.
turn.
Like if he had some gates, he could have just planted those gates and bought some time and maybe escape that way. But look at that, he didn't even have gates. So even
Yeah.
if he covered one of his sides, he would have been exposed on the other one,
Mm.
and even maybe on the back. Like I guess he could have killed the 5 berserker, but then
I guess the
and then
play.
cover with your bog shaman, but then you have the chains as
Mm.
something you can get with the OD. So it's not the safest spot. Like it was definitely the not just not hoping on the dice on like giving him the best odds. If he would have just gone back,
Yep.
even one, one of the
One
one
space.
like
Yeah.
the. I don't think he would have even have enough dice, right? At that point, if you think about it, like he loses the one on the back with the bog shaman,
Hmm.
only 3 moves, so you can only really get 6 dice in total if you need to, or even less. I think 6.
Yep. I think you're right. I think it's even less. Yeah. Because it's yeah, it'd be basically like you could do the witch Vine Mancer and then potentially one other unit, and the rest you can't do anything with. Or you could,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Oh, Moglok has to move with one or use the bind master for. Actually, he didn't even have the chance to do that there. So, and if you use the vine master to pull him, then you lose that boost. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was definitely like a mistake there for him. But still, I mean, when you're a newer player,
Mm-hmm.
it's easy to miss some of those details. Like he made an amazing showing here, getting all the way to the finals, defeating some great players. Very close games with Ciabatta. I'm pretty sure like he's just gonna keep getting better with time.
100%. No, Tasty Teddy Bear is a super exciting player. Went almost beat Ciabatta, yeah, with a
Mhm.
slightly worse dice. Look, if basically he had a 40% chance of winning given this play, um, and winning everything. Um, but yeah, no, super cool. I think the Wayfarers game was my favorite. The Wayfarers versus Filth game was incredible. Though to be fair, the all 3 games were very nice. But yeah, what an explosive finish to the to the finals. Very fitting.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, congratulations to congratulations to Ciabatta. Also, congratulations to Tasty Teddy Bear for making it to the finals. But congratulations to Ciabatta. Now the only thing he's missing from his resume is a Plaid Hat final or a Plaid Hat tournament. So one day, and
Is
then
he on the last group?
I don't think he played this tournament. I
Okay.
think
Yeah.
he was busy, but one of these days. Um, cool. Also, of course, thank you to Tortugatron. It's a lot of effort to host these, to make the spreadsheets, to especially when you have like 30 people signed up to make sure everyone has the correct factions picked out for every week. So thank you so much, Tortugatron, for hosting, as always. Um, and yeah, I'm
And
excited.
for
Sorry.
and for keeping it spoiler free, I love about that about these tournaments. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes like I check the games because honestly, it's funny when I'm gonna check a replay and I already know who won. It kind of removes a lot of the fun of watching it. So it's like I don't want to watch it now. But if you don't know who won, it's a completely different experience watching the replays that way.
Mm. Yeah, very true, very true. The spoiler free tag is amazing. That's something. Actually, I should suggest that to Joe. I think that'd be an easy thing he could probably for the Plat Hat games. It would probably be pretty easy for him to code. Just not showing who the winner is, um, in the tournament page.
Exactly. Just show like if it's completed or not, right? Like that's really all you should be able to see. If it's completed or not, it doesn't matter if you can see their current record because you can still just focus like you don't know if the win or loss is related to that one. So yeah, sounds like it should be an easy thing to do, and it would make it much more exciting if you don't really know the outcome even before you start watching it.
Oh, TastyTeddyBear didn't realize I was gonna stream. I should have. I did tag him, but I'll ask him to if he wants to join the chat. One, two. Cool. In the meantime, do you want to do your question Q and A, Vexer?
Yeah, let's do some Q&A. Do we have any topics, any things you guys want to chat about?
So while people are
Into the
typing in the
chat?
chat, Nestle's question, I guess, what are your thoughts on Isle Vikid and the Spectral Conclave? Because they both were released before you took a break. So any
Yeah,
update thoughts?
and yes, for sure. And not even that. Those were two of the factions that I was involved with the beta testing and all that, and the adjustments, the power adjustments. So it was three factions I was involved with: the Alvekid, the Conclave, and also the Chosen Grove. Those were the three that I was still a part of, like heavily verifying balance. I really like where the Isle Vekids landed. They do feel like they have this very unique identity compared to all the factions. I do feel like the way they play even aligns so well with their symbols, right? Like how this flow sensation of them, like they flow like water with your attacks. They're heavy on a single lane. They have to be interacting. They also have this spirit thing in which for that to happen properly, you need to be mixing and matching all the different units. And all the cards are playable, right? So, Nestle, I would be curious to get your thoughts on all the different cards because the main thing that I was looking for when I was helping with the testing was that every single card felt that it was giving you an appropriate value for the cost and that they felt meaningful on the strategy of what the deck wanted to do. So there were some adjustments like that I recommended that they went into print for the different events because before some of the events they were so weak that you would always just automatically discard it. Like if you would play it, you would really be doing yourself a disservice because you just lost a card and got almost nothing in advance. But with the way they ended up turning out, I feel like they're all worth playing and that they give you really powerful combos, interactions that wouldn't be available otherwise. Like one of them is defensive, the other one is offensive, the other one is positional that allows you to do some like pretty crazy combos or with the champs. So I really love the IV the way it turned out. With the conclave, in hindsight, I think it could have been done better. We pretty quickly noticed that they were too powerful. Like the part was just too too much because it pretty much negates any melee unit trying to do something against them. And because that was kind of the theme, it was like, well, okay, we just kind of have to make it work this way. We noticed like the champs like Taylor was too powerful. Like this guy is gonna be top five, so we recommended that they like weaken him a little bit. That's why you see it's unusual to see six life for five, right? But that was the only way we could think about just making him slightly weaker so that he wouldn't be completely busted, because that defensive ability that he has is just absurdly powerful when you know how to use it and get maximum value out of it. In hindsight, it's funny that I saw one of the last things that I saw on Discord, like when I was still there often. Well, I don't remember who recommended this. Not sure if it was like Mr. Baggins or someone like that, saying that the I think that's what he said. The ability of the fox should be conditional. Like that lesser feint, it shouldn't be something that you can do every single time, because otherwise that guy against 20 cards, melee cards, he wins. Like that doesn't make sense, right? It's just too absurd. It's too much. Even against a summoner. Like this guy against Grognak, he beats Grognak. Like that's just too much. And he also allows you to do those multi-lane attacks. So changing lesser feint to be, if it destroys the unit feint, you may force it one space, I think would fix this deck so that it's not too strong. Because that way, unless you're killing the other melee unit, you're gonna be right next to it so that they can attack you back, just like with the stag. Right. So that would be the way that I would, in hindsight, adjust this faction to bring it down from being like an S tier or A plus into being just like an A plus or A.
Oh, that's a great suggestion. Yeah, that one, and I think the other one which I heard, which I'm curious about your thoughts, is I forgot who mentioned it, but someone mentioned that basically Depart doesn't work on summoners, so it only works on champions and I think Beast was saying that Beast that slumbers or Beast slumbers the Beast slumbers was saying that. Um, but yeah,
Like
no,
not being able to feint unless it was like a champion or common.
yeah. So summon basically, so like you said with Grognak, like why can a fox
Got it.
be Grognak? You know, it doesn't.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, like I would have a similar effect, but I would bring it further into saying anything like, unless it destroys something, it shouldn't be able to do that, and that would automatically happen with summoners, right? Like the
Mm,
summoner, unless it's killing it, it wouldn't destroy it,
good point.
because those multiple attacks through the same lane that this deck can do, sometimes they're pretty ridiculous. Like you can be attacking like the same unit 4 or 5 times with Unleash.
Hmm.
So yeah, that would be the only thing, because everything else, we made adjustments to all the events so that they made sense, right? Like a lot of these ones cost one,
Yep.
except Split, which they wanted it to be cost one, but I felt like, hey, this is too much, because you're really just getting one card. It has preconditions, so I like it the way it is with at zero, right? It has a precondition, like you need to already have the card that you want on the graveyard, on the discard pile. So I don't feel it's too broken. This deck has a lot of range. It's very powerful. So yeah, I really love it. I really love it, but I wish someone would have thought about the conditional feint.
Mm,
I like that's the thing that would have made it perfect. But in this game, really, it's hard to find the perfection point in beta testing. Like the
mm,
only way this game can be properly balanced is that you need to be doing seasonal updates. You need to constantly be tuning this thing, because there's just so much complexity that it's hard to find the right balance for stuff. So it's too bad that they're more comfortable now with changes. I can see that with just how many things they're willing to change. At first, they never wanted to change anything unless it was like almost game breaking. But still, unless you're making changes every season, you end up with this meta game in which you have this crazily busted factions that if you're thinking of it in a competitive way, it's like, why wouldn't you just pick the S tier factions, right? Like, you're gonna be winning almost everything. The same thing for the tournaments.
mm.
And yeah, so but otherwise, I really love these factions. I think we did a good job. Except like the council could have been better, but on IV, I wouldn't change anything. I'm not sure, for example, if Nestle would make any changes to IV, or if he would make any other changes to the council.
I think, yeah, I think Nestle. I can speak for Nestle, or he'll speak in chat, but I think he loves Ivy. He thinks it's the best deck. He thinks it's one of the best decks in the game. It's just, but it's like super. It's one of the hardest decks in the game to play, because you have this added economy which you have to manage, which is just really hard to know what to discard every turn, just because, like you guys balanced it. You just have so many good cards, and so many good situational cards. That yeah, Yeah, Nestle says it's their favorite. It's his favorite deck, so he would he loves them.
Ah, that's awesome. Yeah, it's also one of the ones that I like the most.
It's a super cool deck. Um, oh, sorry, I misspoke. So I think Beast That Slumber said that Depart should not affect uh, Depart should not be affected by summoners. Is basically the change.
Oh, got it, got it. No,
Mm,
that's a
mm,
different thing. Yeah,
mm,
like that. That could have a. Well, who knows, like how much that would have play out, like how
mm,
that would play. But I think with the Fox being nerfed, that would be enough because that's
mm,
the strongest unit in the whole deck, right? Like
100%.
that every time you get units back, most of the time really is the Fox because it's not even close. Like that guy is just so strong. Being able to do two attacks on the same lane is one of the strongest things in this game, and then being able to attack and take over gate positions, right? And then just being able to avoid all the melee units that you can attack them, but they cannot attack you back, which is not something the stack can do. It's just too much for a common, especially one that you can keep bringing back. So I feel confident, like if you adjust that, this deck would be fair and wouldn't feel overpowered.
Mm. Makes sense. Yeah, Nestle says that SC have gotten weaker and weaker the more he plays against them. But I mean, I think that makes sense. As you get more comfortable against a faction, um, of course, you learn their tricks, what to avoid. But I do think, and tournament data is showing it currently, that SC is one of the top decks in the game. It's really strong.
Yeah.
Let me.
Yeah, and Etsy is it's a hard deck to master, right? So if
Mm-hmm.
you're playing against casual players who are just like learning it or checking it out, it might not feel that oppressive. But if you're in a tournament playing with people who have been playing like dozens or hundreds of games with them, it's gonna feel overwhelming, especially if you have a faction which is like heavy leaning melee or something like that, or has few ways of dealing with the part. It just feels a little bit broken, right? It was something we knew, but it was kind of unavoidable. But that's because no one thought about the nerfing via that thing on Feint, which would have probably been the solution because most of the abuses of the part lay in the fact that the fox can attack you and you cannot attack you back. And just does that amazing assassination potential that the fox gives you a lot of the times.
Mm, very true. Um, okay, Eden has a question. If you could design a new faction and their unique mechanic, what would it be?
Oh man, really not sure. Like I'm not an like a this good designer idea guy for these things. Honestly, like I'm really just good at finding the right balance of power, like
Mm,
balancing all this whole set of pieces. But I'm not a creative person that I can come up with. Oh, let's come up with a faction. I mean, I haven't even tried it, but I wouldn't want to because the guys in PhD, like they are amazing at the creative part of it, and it's a whole different set of skills being creative with finding the balance of this absurd number of attributes and the set of resources and cost benefit analysis, right? Like one of them is more of a like an artist set of mindset, and
mm,
the other one is more of a scientific mindset of just numbers and formulas and finding this thing that gives you like a little bit extra value from what it should give you, and then you just max that thing out, and then you're winning more often than not, like type of thing, right?
mm-hmm.
Like where you're maxing those type of things that are out of tune, out of balance. So I haven't even tried of thinking ever about designing a faction. But whenever there's a faction, yeah, like if you want to find the right balance, I was really good at that. But the key thing is that you have to be playing a lot,
Mm,
right? And so right now, I would even try, for example, the new factions that I have played almost none at all to say what's the issue with them with a faction that you just take a look at the cards because at the end of the day uh, finding the right spot it requires a ton of playthroughs.
mm. Very true. Very true. No, that's great. Is there like do you would you love another elf faction, another dwarf faction? You don't care, or what
Yeah,
type? Go on.
it's good if they start just coming up with completely original ones, right? Because
Mm,
some of them we have already so many dwarves of this type or
true.
goblins of this type. I don't know, but most of the time I really never paid too much attention to the fantasy element of it.
Mm.
which I had been, even though I've been playing for a couple of years, like a lot, I would still forget the name of the cards. Like I would know everything the card would do, all
Uh-huh.
the attributes, but it was like, what was the name of that thing? I don't know. Like it's just you know which one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm similar.
Yeah.
I have terrible memory for names in general.
So what's the consensus of on the current factions? Like, do they
Mhm.
seem balanced? Like, it's funny. I noticed a lot of replays of Drake's Son in the tournament, like the few games that I've catched. I
Mhm.
haven't seen a single one of the other ones. It seems like Drake's Son, I don't know, it looks okay. Like all the events. I participated a little bit on the testing of that one, provided feedback at first, but then in the last stretch, I kind of like just stopped just looking at all the chat and everything that was going on. I like the way it seems to have landed, the
Mm.
way like with those events, some of them they just completely kept changing because it just didn't work. It seems like seems to be in a good spot, right? Like with all the cards. The one that I didn't like, I remember, was the Rebel Dragoon in
Mm.
that combination of 0 and like 1 that goes all the way to 3. It seems to be like a pushed common, the one that is just too powerful, but sometimes you do it just to make the deck work, like the scavenger type of thing.
Mm.
Right?
Yep.
Like you get almost a free 3 melee for no magic type of thing. Not sure what is the consensus? What do you guys feel on this text?
So I think from Discord, people before the tournament were really unhappy with this deck in terms of they thought it was very broken in the sense where they thought that they had too much range, were just very strong. People were getting extremely high win rates. That's it. I think it's the nature of a well balanced aggressive faction where they will have a very high win rate when people are not used to them and not used to their tricks. I think the main thing people complain about. I think in general people really love the deck, especially because all three champions are very playable. I think the main thing people think is just super busted is Cole Inferno because it just solves all the issues that the faction has, where it where it's just like arguably like the best champion in the game against formation factions. Um,
Yeah.
it's a such a cool card, but I can also understand why people. Me personally, I don't. I think it's a very balanced deck, but I know that a lot of people, at least before the tournament, were complaining a lot about Cole Inferno being very strong.
So here are the tips for like beating this faction. Like I think most of what I when I was testing still applies. And the issue with this deck used to be that the commons were so weak and the champions were just so useful that honestly it was better just to discard almost every common and then just start using the champs to
Mm,
win plus Brimstone. Hopefully they found a balance there. The key things with this one's like you will always play defensively, but not only like the like sometimes it's like back row gate defensive type of thing because they they find ways of just suddenly rushing you and covering your gate spots. So you want to be going as wide as possible.
mm,
Then you want to be taking any shot you can at Pyrrha or Brimstone whenever they expose them, start taking shots at them. Because if you manage to bring Brimstone or Pyrrha to 6, 7 life, whenever they do that flag in which they take the chances going at you hard, now you're in a range in where you can suddenly like just one shot kill them. I just hit them really hard, but all you need to do is hit them for 3 or 4, and now they're gonna have a hard time just rushing you and trying to overwhelm you and kill you. So take any shot whenever they expose them far away at the beginning of the game. Start taking those at them. And the key thing, the Rebel Dragoon, just treat it as a scavenger in which you try to make sure that you only give them one activation out of each, right? So they're gonna have their 4 cheap, like 3 threes for almost nothing. But make sure that you kill them on the turn that they come out. So that's a priority common to kill, making sure that Pyrrha is at that set of life in which if she goes forward, then you can just kill them that turn. And yeah, just play it all the way back, right?
mm,
Because they will be able to suddenly storm, as you say, that crazy range that they have. The Cold Inferno and Race, they're really powerful, but at least the balance is that they're easy to telegraph. They'll have to go all the way to 6.
mm,
So adjust the how your board ends if there's a chance that Cole is going to be coming out, and also keep the heavy firepower in your hand so that when they either play Cole or they either rush you with Pyrrha, suddenly you're gonna hit them really hard, right? So hard that they will either have to just retreat and hide Pyrrha, or just go all in and try to finish your off your summoner and die the next turn. So those are the key things that I remember from playing against them. You're also playing the long game because you're gonna try to be hiding the summoner. If the game goes into that long game, you're gonna be winning most of the time because their commons are really weak. So if you play for value with most factions, they can play that game against these ones. You're also gonna be winning.
Mm. No, great tips. Very great tips. I like the tips of every shot at Pyra, and then, like you said, play it. Like when you see them at 6 magic, you need to start playing differently to position
Mhm.
around their tricks.
Exactly. Yeah, because if Pyra suddenly rushes you at 10 life, you're in trouble, right? Like next turn,
Mm.
you won't be able to kill her. But if you manage to get a couple hits before she rushed into your side and now she's at 6, a lot of factions can like kill her that amount of life.
Mm.
Like they have the means to deal that damage with one or two flanks exposed.
Where Rebel Dragoons used to be 3 cost or 3 health, that'd be so busted. They still are very
Yeah,
strong,
but they
but
used to they used to cost one.
I see, I see. And they made
Yeah,
three
so that
threes.
they had a cost there. So yeah, on those like the expert rider, it's too big of a gap. Like it's a thing in which the card is unplayable unless you make her fly, like go on something, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's not really hard for you to make her go fly on something. So most of the time they're going to be the 3/3. That's kind of that challenge with that one. So you could also make it like a 3/2 for one, which makes it like standard stats, and then plus one with the expert rider. But then a PhD felt like that's not exciting enough for
Mm.
that. So I understand that like just a plus one is not that exciting. So hopefully they found a good balance with this. It's very likely that this is one of those pushed commons, which is not uncommon, right? Like scavenger is a perfect example.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you two a lot for just one. This one could be the same because all the other commons are really just mostly team players. Like the Raider is just a generic 3/2, which helps you with that raid strategy. Ember Outrider for one magic 2/2, right? Like it just balances it out because it gives you the free damage, but it's really nothing out of the ordinary. Most of the time, it's gonna die. Same thing on that one. Like whenever it comes out, you want to make sure that it dies, which is
Mm-hmm.
not too hard for with 2 life. You don't have to commit too much to it. Yeah. And
Yeah.
how about the other faction, the Guild Dwarves? That's the one that like trust me, like that one with time when people start learning how to play it, this one is going to be trouble. Like I'm sure this is going to be S tier and
Mm.
it's going to be dominating the board because few factions, this has all the things that allow a faction to be broken. It has that defense in which it's hard for an offensive faction to really overwhelm you. You don't rely on gates fully. You
Mm-hmm.
can restore your gates, and they just wasted a lot of resources attacking them, and it costs you almost nothing to do. You can just build most of your units, so then really like rushing you is hard for them. You can trap them, then you can also just go to their side, right? Like this is like the forging, which
Yeah.
your 10 gate or like the sand goblins can start marching most of the games immediately. Turn one, the 10 gate, you can start going to their side. So this makes factions, defensive factions like breakers, they have no chance against these factions because they rely on that distance. But these guys can close the distance just having a single common. You get one of those four that you have guild engineers, and then the 10 gate is going to be at their face. And then the guild defenders are going to start coming out of the one. And defensive factions like breakers, they just can't handle that stuff. So they're able to be oppressively offensive. They have some of the best defense in the game. They have recursion that punishes if they miss, if they don't kill, fully destroy a lot of your units. You just recycle them, and then they lost that attack. They didn't gain the magic, and you really all you're using is your tempo because you're using that move to redeploy. So
Mm.
yeah, this faction, I think it just was too strong. Like I tried to advise, say like, hey guys, why don't you guys send it back? Most of the testers wanted to nerf it a bit. It wasn't nerfed, and I think this is going to be a problem. Like I think this is one of the ones in which in a few years they will eventually finally nerf it. like bring all into 11 or something like that, because he's just dominating the field. Or maybe it's not felt too much because unless a player who has mastered it is piloting it, it maybe it's not felt that much, right? Like right now in the tournament, a lot of people didn't even pick it, and just a few picked it. And unless you have really mastered all the broken interactions, it's not going to be noticeable. But once all the heavy players that are there a lot and start mastering this, the top players, it's going to be one of those that is hard to beat.
That's super interesting. I do agree with you that I think this faction was slept on, or still is being slept on, just because it does require a lot of practice to play. There are like a few, like Guildmaster is a great example of a player who's spent the time. They used to be a very, I think they were, what was their name before? They changed their name, but anyways, they used to be a big Cloaks player. Now they just play Guild Dwarves. And it's always very scary playing them. But I think people were just so. It's interesting because it kind of got masked by the popularity and the how strong Drake's Sun Rebellion is in ladder, where Drake's Sun Rebellion I think has like a close to 60% win rate, like 56% win rate or something like that. So I think people completely slept on Guild Dwarves just because it's not as exciting, not as aggressive. But I do agree with you that they are super duper strong and just have all the tools to. They basically have every single tool in the game in terms of like they can be aggressive, they can be passive, they can they have recursion, they can also burst someone down with Baldur's Gate, battering ram. Like I've seen some nuts, like I think I'm safe, and then my summoner's dead.
Exactly. Yeah, no, they have a crazy amount of things, and I only played like 15 games with them, and I even noticed like this thing is just crazy busted. I mean, honestly, Alden, the way this deck works, at 10 life, it just would make sense. Like it should have 10, should be more than enough, and it would still be super strong, but maybe not completely busted. And it's not weird to have 10 life summoners, right? There was this
Mm.
whole set of cycles. There's a lot of them that have 10. And the way this deck plays and with all the defensive measures that it has, even has a unit with Protect, right? Like, isn't the Guild Defender also has
It doesn't have
Protect?
protect anymore. No, it only has
Oh, it
engage.
doesn't. Okay. Oh, got it. Greater Engage. But
Yeah.
I think 10 life would have been probably the sweet spot, right? I mean, not 100% sure because I haven't really played it much, but just knowing how strong everything else is on this one and using the other summoners as reference, that would have been the best call to at least make it have some vulnerabilities. Because you can play this whole thing without even putting Alden in the middle, right? Like he doesn't need to be attacking for this deck to work. So you have to kind of break into their formations to hit him. So if he has 12 life, it's really hard to kill him compared to 10, right? Which it's manageable for some of the decks that have the tricks to kind of get there. So we'll see. With time, I'm sure this faction is going to be just another one that becomes a problem, just like the filth,
Mm.
right? Like the filth, I don't know why it has 12 life, right? It's
Yeah.
that it's not a summoner that is like a polar dwarves type of thing in which he's only support. Like he also hits pretty hard, and
Yeah.
it's a faction that has a lot of assassination tools. So this faction I think could be fixed by just having the demagogue at 11 life, having the spew mutant hitting also friendly units, so that it's not that easy to get those like things that you hit them for 2 or 3 and you suffer 0 consequences for that. And then the bestial should only be giving you 1 boost, because 2 is just too much for a unit that you can just keep bringing back and back and back and back. So even the first time before playing this faction once, I saw this card and I was like, dude, that's crazy. Like 2 boost is almost a full magic. Like this is almost a card that kills something and gives you 1 magic immediately, right? Because you can bring a card back with 3 and discard it, and that's 1 magic. So with those 3 changes, I think this deck would be perfect, would be fun. Like I don't know how they released it this way. Hopefully the
Mm.
thing is you fix it. Like this was one of the reasons why I stopped playing, honestly. Like this faction. Even
Mm.
though I played it a lot and I had like a 98% win rate with them, something crazy. Like when I saw my records, I was like, what the hell? I'm like 47-1. How is this even possible? But the faction, it's possible because it has volatile. So it has tutoring. You can find the pieces of the combo every game. So you can always find what you're looking for. So here are the tricks. Like just do this with this deck and you're going to be winning like 95% plus of the times. Just focus on abusing spew and bestial. So if you don't draw them, that's what you find with your volatiles. So whenever you have like enough magic, you go with bestial. If you have something that you can get the boost out of, then any other time that you have like only 4 magic and you need to play 2 mutants or only have 2 magic, you play spew. It just gives you too much damage for 2, right? For a unit that costs that and has like 3 attack, it's always going to be giving you like 1 or 2 guaranteed ones plus the 3 attack, which is just way over the curve. So just by doing that, Abomination is not even like a part that you need to have in every single game. Sometimes you'll be able to play it. If you get it soon, you just discard it and then just abuse the Bestial Mutant and Spew. And then that's all you need to do. You're going to win almost every single game to the point that it gets boring. It's like, dude, this is not even fun anymore, right? Like, that's the issue when a faction is so overpowered that it just removes the feeling that you're in a match, a challenging match, trying to win, and maybe you lose if you always have to tool to just break any other faction. And it's the same thing when you want to just say, hey, let's pick like I don't know, any of the average factions, and then you're facing Phil is like, okay, yeah, this is gonna be tough, right? Especially if
Mm.
you're in a tournament. It just feels unfair that it's not even you don't even have a fighting chance unless you get lucky with crazy dice.
Mm. No, it's a great points. Yeah, Vexer, I need to delete the VOD now because otherwise people are gonna start abusing this to me on. No, I'm kidding. I agree. I think Filth are. I think when I did a community faction tier list, and I think Filth in almost every single list was the number one faction for most players. I do think it is, like you said, it has all the makings, like you were saying, with Guild Dwarves of just it has all the tools, and then it has some units, as you put it, are just like way above value in terms of what they give you for the
Mhm.
cost. Um, all right, 2 questions for me, I guess. If you were to join this current Plat Hat tournament, which 4 factions would you bring? One, in terms of competitiveness, and two, just because you enjoy them.
All right. So one, then I would go if I was just trying to say like, okay, I want to make it to the final. I would go with obviously the filth. I would
Mm-hmm.
go with guild dwarves, assuming that I spend the time to master them, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's one of those in which you have to kind of like do that. But for sure, because even because they are newer, it's
Mm.
going to be more powerful because people won't know how to play against it, right? So they won't even really know how to react against all the things you're doing. So that's that point in time in which if you've mastered it, you're going to be wrecking everyone. They don't even know how to deal with all the things you're doing. So that would be the second one. Then the third one, let's see, let's scroll up. What was the guarantees? So I think the cloaks, they fixed them now, right? Like they finally did the thing with the gun.
Yes. I think they're
And I,
still S tier, but they are really, yeah, they're not as busted as they were
not
when
as much, yeah.
the.
Like that changes. So shadow elves, it's still one of those in which they honestly they should fix them. The faction is overpowered. I know it's not easy to play, but it's also not like extremely hard, and it's easy to fix. Finally, well, actually, it's not easy to fix. Like at first, I had no clue how you would fix that, but I finally thought about something. So Celandar 5 attack, it's too much. Like no other summoner really, it has worked having that. Even in Avua, they
Mm,
brought it down. It was too much. But then someone said, like, dude, that would really take away from this faction. It's an assassination faction. You're always doing those like big plays in which you speed him into glinting speed and all that. So I thought, like, you know what? Yeah, that's true. But there's a compromise there. Like, you could make him 4 attack, but then an additional effect of speed could be that whenever you use speed, the summoner gets +1. So
cool.
that would still retain those big assassination plays in which Celandar goes in there and attack for 5 on those. But on the day-to-day, turn by turn, you wouldn't have that busted 5 attack on a faction that already has a massive attack output. So that would be one of the ways to fix this faction. The other one would be the tome. Have a limitation on the tome that it cannot bring the 10 gate back.
Mm,
So that at least there is a limit to how much you can abuse that gate. So you would use your darkness for them if you wanted to abuse that one, or you can use your darkness to gain tempo because whenever you return a 2 magic creature, they lose 1 magic, right? Like you didn't spend 2 on that. So there's a compromise now there. If you use your Inter Darkness for your 10 gate or you use it for their units, and you're not able to get both of them, like Into Darkness to their units and then Tome for your gate, which is a little bit broken. So just by adjusting the Tome so that you cannot bring the 10 gate and Cylinder at 4 and the +1 on speed, I think this deck would be perfect. Like not too strong, but still really fun to play and competitive. But yeah, I would pick this one as a third.
Cool. And then for your
And
last one?
then, and the last one, I think I'm thinking between the Conclave,
Mm.
probably the Conclave, because now with the adjustments to the cloaks, which is has only really been the +1, but that one really removes the part that was the most broken, the mega
Megan.
blocks attacking for 8, right? Just in
Yeah.
a lane. So without that, I could be, yeah, either the cloaks or the conclave. Probably the conclave
Mm.
because, yeah, the cloaks, they've never really been my cup of tea. It's never, I mean, now they're probably more fun now that you cannot just rely on that and you have to do other things. But I
100%.
think pound for pound right now, with the way the Fox works and this one might be more powerful. And there are a lot of factions that you just really get them in trouble. Like they
Mm.
barely have a chance against you when you have and they don't have a lot of bad matchups. I
True.
believe like there's maybe a few. So those would be the four that I would go with.
Mm. Yeah, the only really bad one I know is Sky Spear Avians just rushing at you. It's impossible sometimes to win. As Spectral
Yeah.
Conclave, they ignore a depart mechanic, just rush at you. Sky Assault, you can't do anything as Conclave. You just if you have the right hand, yeah,
Exactly. It's
yeah,
one of those
yeah.
in which let's see who assassinates whom
First.
first.
Mm-hmm.
But still, they have a lot of tools to do that on this one. So yeah, I think that's probably still the strongest one. And if I was going for just for fun, like the ones that I have the most fun with,
Mm-hmm.
would probably be the Phoenix Elves. Like that's one of the ones that I don't know why I enjoy them so much. It was the first faction that I played with. Not sure if it's that or just because the nature of the mechanics. Assuming that you fix the deck, which really just requires Flare costing 0.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you need for this deck to make sense and have the tools. Because having this thing be playable is really significant in a lot of matchups in which you have to be the aggressor. There are some matchups in which the long game you're just going to lose it, but with this costing 0, it gives you that missing tool to play that thing. You just go at them, negate the gate spots, and try to kill them, and use this for those turns in which you're rushing them in. So one of them would be this. The other one would be the Mountain Bargath.
Mm.
I love the how thematic they are and all the ways they have to play, and you can rush them from the back and just slowly start taking over positioning. That positioning game I really enjoy. So the Varga would be the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would pick. Let's see. Let's go all the way to the top.
You're definitely a Cave Goblins player, right, Vexer? No, I'm
No,
kidding.
like I mean, they are fun because they are very unique. You have to play them differently than every other like faction there isn't any other faction that is like them.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I would probably go with the Eternal Council. I find those really fun for some reason, like the way you're building the combo and that
Mm.
like um, mega summoner thing, and that you also have that great long game with Katu at the end. It's definitely one of the ones I enjoy the most. So that would be the third one I would go for. And finally, let's see. It's
You have to pick Shadow Elves, don't you? That's your signature.
no, you know what? But the thing is, I played it so much
I see.
that, and I don't enjoy it that much because you always have an advantage. That's the part that
Mm.
it makes it not that fun. The fact that I'm playing against you and then I have like a clear edge just because the lack of balance on the decks, right?
Mm.
And that's not fun because the fun part is that it's like, when you have a challenging situation that you have to overcome, that's what makes a game fun. Or when you have a fair match in which, okay, we're both have the same chances. Let's see who manages to kind of beat the other one with the decisions that they make. With Shadow Elves, honestly, you always have the edge. Like it's a
Mm.
very, I don't know, maybe we can think or one or two matchups that are bad, but Other than that, always have the edge. So I mean, it's good for tournaments, but that's why I would never play them outside of tournaments
Mm.
because it was like, what would be the point, right? If I'm just playing for fun in the queues, like I want something that is fun, that is a challenge, but in with the Shadow Elves, that's not the case. And that's why I played a lot of Shimmering Fate because they suck. They're super unbalanced, but you're always at a disadvantage.
Uh-huh.
So I would play them in the queue a lot just because I, you're always trying to just make it happen, make that unlikely outcome happen. And I was also trying to like maximize, find a way to make them decent. There's no really, you're always at a disadvantage. They're just designed poorly. Honestly, that's the bottom line with them. With them.
Mm.
So I would probably go Sky Piravians. They're really fun. Um, Swamp Orcs, that one is also a very fun match that faction that I really enjoy playing. I played that one a lot until I played it just too much and I was like, okay, I'll take a break. But probably either Swamp Orcs or the Forge, which are two that are very unique
Mm.
in the way they play and can do something that no other faction can do.
Yeah, forges are super cool. Underplayed, I think. Now, super cool, Vexer. Trying to think. And does anyone else have any questions? Vexer, true. What are your thoughts on Arctic Pedul asks, what would you change about the Fae to make them viable?
Okay, let's go to the face. So this one actually requires a few things because of a lot of the cards. The what I follow, like the framework, the mindset that I follow is that every single card should feel playable, even if it's not super strong. It should be the type of effect that the faction wants for the theme, their objectives, their strategy. Right. So the strategy with this one is this type of the like over the waves are overrunning you, right? You're this invasion that it's invading your side of the board. They want to be on your side with the champs, and then they get the bonuses and all those things. So first you have Wade In, which is a completely useless card. Like never played really. There are very few scenarios in which you would play it because many times all they need to do is hit you once, right? They're gonna hit
Mm.
you. Okay, I'm gonna hit you with my 5 milli unit. They're gonna hit you with the strongest thing, and it's still you wasted a card for nothing because they're gonna be hitting your other units with the other thing. So it's not like they lost even an attack. So turning this into a gate would solve another problem that this faction has. This faction needs to have a gate to work because part of the invasion concept is that you're summoning off phase. So you need to have gates for that to even make sense. Otherwise, those summon off phase from the scout really mean nothing unless you get one of your 5 gates. So if you don't get one of your 5 gates, you're screwed. Like the faction doesn't really pick up. So you either have a tutoring effect for gates, which doesn't work well with a faction because you're putting the sisters at the bottom. So if you're getting gates from like a search effect, then you just have to shuffle and it just
Mm.
breaks the other interaction. So the perfect fix is doing Waven, doing it a 3 health gate. Right? There are many factions that have 3 health gates. This is the type of faction that needs that effect. And then that special ability of the 3 gate could be the effect that this thing has. That super weak effect would actually make sense on a gate, saying any adjacent unit cannot be targeted by an attack more than once per turn. Right? Like, tell
Mm.
me, what do you think of that? Like, that seems like it would make sense for a gate ability in which it needs to give you a small thing because it's already a gate,
Mm.
and that effect would make sense there.
Yeah, I think that's a cool idea. Would you do it like only the first turn, or just perpetually? If you're next to the gate, you would have only
Just
one attack.
perpetually,
Mm.
because if you think about it, I mean, you're still getting attacked, and most of the times, people they just need to attack. They only have one flank open, and if it's a static effect, it's easy because otherwise it would be probably hard to word like you have to keep track of how many turns you've been there. It would be hard to implement. But yeah, like if it's just a permanent thing, I think that would make it a very playable card that would fill the gap in which it's very likely you will always have at least a gate to move forward and try to implement your strategy. So that would be one of the changes. Then the other one is on the other event, which is almost a useless event that you discard 80, 90% of the times. Like if you have a card that you're discarding 80-90% of the times, I think you have a problem. Like that card is not properly designed if you're discarding it so often. So
Mm.
rebuke, if you look at it, it's one of those in which you're always losing tempo. I like, okay, you're gonna be getting this effect, but you're always gonna be the not tempo, sorry, the resources. You're gaining a little bit of tempo, but you're losing resources because you lose a card and then you lose two magic, and they only lose the two magic that they have to repay, right? If you do
Mm.
it with a two magic card, so you lost one extra potential magic or resource by doing it. And it's very limited. Like they're like, well, you have to be in a specific angle and you have to be with your summoner, which is okay, right? But the thing is, if this one was a fixed one cost, I think it would make sense at that point. It would be have the potential of giving you extra value if you do it with a three magic unit. If you do it with a two magic unit, then you're coming. It's like an equal value. I like they don't lose the card. They have to replay two magic. You spend one magic plus the card, so that's two magic of value, and then you're gaining the tempo effect. So it would be like a kind of neutral effect, giving you a positive tempo, but with the restriction of the summoner needing to be in a certain way. So I think that would fix rebuke so that you would want to play it, even if it's not like the kill shot, which is the way you use it today, right?
Mm.
Just to open the spot to try to get that kill shot with Nimira. Then Nimira, the starting setup of this one doesn't make sense. It's like a starting setup in which you just really can barely do anything with it. So seems like they were probably having a hard time finding a way in which she wouldn't be too strong or have too crazy of a initial turn with the rising tide.
Mm.
But the starting setup is a known issue that could definitely be improved. And now with all the data that they have, I'm sure they can find a starting setup that would make sense.
Yep. I could see that.
Yeah, the other change, there's another card that is underpowered for what you're paying, which is the Swarm. So Swarm at 3 health is just too weak for two magic units. We've seen it now. I guess we learned it with this faction, especially because the other similar cards they give you an immediate effect that is stronger, like the one in the Beast in Phoenix Elves. In this one, it just doesn't work really. It's just too weak for what it gives you. That extra +1 attack is just not valuable enough, right? Like
Mm.
it's very common to have two magic cards be able to attack for 3. So this one is able to attack for 4 just the turn that they come out, and then it just becomes a weaker card. So this one having fourth life would give the deck one of the things that it lacks, which is that like defensive capability to take some punches, and it would make it more like playable. Give you like some card that is able to at least take more than one hit and survive one turn to be there again to just hit for 2. So I would also adjust that on the Swarm. Other than that, I think the other factor would be making one of the sisters. So Lyra would be the one that makes sense, be part of the starting setup. So you could have the 5 tide breakers on the pool, and then just have Lyra be on the starting setup, because
Mm.
that's the other component that that Nimira needs to really be start like to get that flow of reusing the cards, reusing the sisters. Sometimes like you never see them until the end of the game, and then that you don't really stand much of a chance if you don't see one of your champions. So that would be
100%.
the other thing, and that would be enough, really. Like if you do all those other things, I don't think you need to increase the life on Nimira, which is something that sometimes people have floated. Like, hey, maybe if we give her 13, like that could be something you do if you don't do the other things. But if you fix the other cards so that they're independently good by themselves, I don't think you need to increase Nimira's like amount of life, because she can heal. So it makes sense to have that compromise in which she's not that high. But having Lyra there, having the extra gates, it would definitely be a faction that is a threatening faction, right? Like they would be like
Mm.
Tundra Orcs, in which you see them and it was like, oh boy, here it comes. Like here comes the heat. But I don't think it would be too broken if you only change those without also changing. Like high tide is very situational, but I wouldn't change high tide if I'm changing the other ones too. Like
Mm.
because the other ones are the ones that are like too weak, barely useful. But high tide could have some adjustments if you're not fixing the other ones. But I would prefer to fix the other ones and then just keep high tide as that situational effect that can give you some devastating combos.
Yeah, cool ideas. I like it. Would you change anything about Corrales, or you think Corrales is fine? It can win games, but it is also. I think the thing is that this is such a magic heavy deck. Also, you rarely see it in general.
Yeah, he's underpowered. That one too. I forget about that one. Like with the current ability, the only way for this guy to work out, he would need to have, I think, 8 life.
Mm.
That's the smallest adjustment you can make without like bringing it the other side in which he's too powerful. So he would probably make sense at 8 life, right? Because it's hard to increase its cost. You would need to give him a different ability. You don't want to change abilities, right? Like
Mm.
this is something already that got released, so you don't want to change them too drastically. So the easiest change I see for Corrales is just give him 8 life, and that's probably enough.
Mm.
Otherwise, yeah, he's really an automatic discard right
Mm-hmm.
now. But at 8 life, he would make more sense for what you're paying and what you're getting.
Yep, agreed. Also helps indirectly spearhead. You get spearhead for longer, less because he dies less.
Exactly. Now he could be like helping out with the spearhead that way.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think with all the factions, there are ways to bringing them into like a median power level that they have a shot against everything. You will never have in a game like this, like perfect 50-50 chances in every matchup. This is in any game that is like this, as diverse as this, that never happens. Even like in Magic the Gathering, right? You
Mm-hmm.
have a type of colors that are stronger against other colors, but weaker against other ones. So something similar will always exist in a game like this. But you can still make every card feel valuable, every card feel useful in certain situations in which it can win you the game and be the thing that allows you to defeat another deck, right? Like against some matchups, you discard this card to keep these cards. But for that to make sense, you need every single card to reflect what you're paying for them. Right? If you
Mm.
to so that there's a decision to make: should I discard this or use it? And it's easy to tell, really, right? When you have this card that you discard almost all the time, because it doesn't even give you that one magic of equivalent value that you can get for discarding them, you know that there's something wrong with it, and that it's something that should be adjusted. Or sometimes it's just because they're overpowered, right? We've done these videos about analyzing the factions and analyzing why the cards are overpowered or underpowered or they're at baseline, and we can see what's the average amount of damage that you get for 2 magic, the average amount melee, and the average amount of damage you get for range on of 2 magic. And we can see immediately that the spew mutant is giving you way over that for other 2 magic range units, right? When you start analyzing it that way, so you can make adjustments to balance all those things out, right? Like the way to nerf the spew mutant without really having to change the cool concept and ability is just making the positioning harder. It's a small nerf, but it's the smallest thing you can do without breaking the card, the design of the card. Same thing for the bestial. That would be a big thing, like going from 2 boost to 1 boost. It would still be playable, right? Because those boosts are really valuable and it has 5 life and it punishes the misses on it and all that. But it would bring it down to a level that it doesn't run off with the game immediately when you play it.
Mm. Great points. Oh, very great points. Yeah, Nestle says you need to make a fun tier list at some point, Vexer. Faction fun tier list for you. um, and then Nestle
Yeah,
says,
so hopefully, I don't know, man. Maybe if the rest of the community like shares some of these sentiments about the balance of the game, uh, maybe one day we get a feature of being able to adjust for private games the numbers on the cards, right? Imagine if we could do
that'd be sick,
like
yeah.
join a new private game and then just choose the pool of cards you want to use, right? And it's just a file like the custom decks in which you share, like that file is going to be shared between the two players, and that way you can be playing with friends in a meta game that is all balanced out. or hopefully if more people are pushing for making this open source. I talked once with Joe about that. I was like, hey Joe, have you ever considered that? I was surprised to hear that he said like, yeah, this is something I've wanted to do, but to make it open source, I would have to document my code so that
Mm.
people at least know what it is. So seems like they are not completely like averse to sharing that stuff with the community, because that would also be, if you think about it, like would give them something if people start developing features, right? Like
Yep.
people would immediately start building like tournaments,
Mm.
automated tournaments, things like that, that he could then just grab from the open code and integrate it into the client if it's something he wants to do for the main code. So there are also benefits for PHG if they do that. At the end of the day, they want to make this thing bigger so that people buy cards.
Hmm.
So if they make it open source and more people are playing it because they're building features, they're building their own decks, they're building crazy things, that just makes it like be played more and people get into the game, which ultimately I think that's what they would want, and that would benefit them more than feeling like they would lose something by just putting it out there for people to do crazy stuff with it. So if you guys ever like also are in the stream with Joe or like in those things that ask questions, bring it up and see if they are, maybe they keep hearing it and at one point they say like, yeah, you know what, let's just release these and people can play with it
Mm.
and build stuff and build features and factions, etc.
Yeah, I think that'd be super cool. Actually, to your point, I think Jexic and Aaron are interviewing Colby and Joe soon. So it's a good question. I can ask them or ask Joe about it.
Yeah.
Cool, Vexer. That was a lot of fun casting with you as always. Yeah. Hopefully at some point, maybe just for fun, you come back and play a fun tournament or something. I'm not sure if you want to play anymore currently, but maybe in the future. Um, but yeah, no, I'll definitely hit you up to cast more games in the future. It's always great to hear your feedback, and also the next faction release will be interesting for you because that's factions you've never actually been involved with, right? That'll be the first faction in a couple of waves, which you
Yeah,
mm,
half of it. So I saw a bit of the testing on the squirrel ones.
mm,
So I'm aware of those. I didn't really follow through it completely, but the other one is completely new. I don't even want to like. I want to see the spoilers just like everyone else to to be surprised what they release. So yeah, man, it was yeah, great streaming with everyone, and hopefully people enjoyed it. And yeah, next time there's some finals, we can stream them again, and maybe the ones for the big event, the PhD event, right? Maybe we
uh-huh.
could do a quick stream just to watch them together and comment and
Yeah,
see
that could
like
be
maybe
fun.
some people want to watch them for the first time with us.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. That could be fun. That could be a
All
lot of
right,
fun.
cool, man.
All right, I'll see you around, Vexer. Thank you.
Thank you. See you, everyone. Bye.
Bye. All right, everyone. Thanks for coming. That was a lot of fun. Um, I'll probably timestamp the video just so people know when the tournament ends and when the Q and A starts. But yeah, congratulations to Ciabatta. That was a great. I think all the games have been really good um, in the finals and semifinals. Um, and yeah, I'm super excited to uh, cast more games soon. Yeah, have a good night, everyone. And I might stream tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see. Don't don't take my word on it. Maybe I'll. Oh, wait. There's actually an incredible game we need to watch. Do I want to do the stream? Yeah, might as well. Might as well. This is for the people who have stayed. This is a very short game. This is an incredible game, Astro. I sent it to Bean earlier. This game is incredible. We'll do it next time. We'll do it next time. I don't want to spoil it. This game is incredible, but there is an amazing game, I'll say, which Astro played, which we will start our next stream off with. I won't spoil more than that. It is. Or we can do it. We can do it. No, it doesn't make sense. For the VOD, it will not make sense. It'll be like question and answer followed by replay after. But the replay is so good, I kind of want to watch it. But anyways, thanks everyone for coming. We'll end on a cliffhanger, give you guys something to look forward to next stream. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Do-do.